close.
Okay. Yeah, I found my old encoder. Okay. Hopefully this will mean that everything goes fine. I kind of hate that this this background music has a fucking TikTok thing going with it, like a clock. Oh boy. I'm going to have to download these videos, ain't I? And actually make it. No, TikTok like a clock, Freezy, not TikTok as in the app. Alright. I'm going to continue. A gavel, a humongo fucker of a judgment implement too, with spines all around the hand. Wait, did I skip? Okay, yeah. With all the spines around, all around the handle. Dread creeps up your spine. You slowly slide your gaze from the book's cover to its owner. She doesn't have any ostentatiously blood-colored themed clothes on, though. Wow, she is sporting socks and sandals. Maybe you are cooler than her after all. But the very prominent eye bags are a tinged teal. Ah, globes. A lawyer. It's not that you don't appreciate your one lawyer friend for who he is. It's just you aren't sure you have it in you to sneak your way into the heart of another. You kind of got lucky last time. The scales of judgment in your heart start weighing your chances. Oh, yes, I am back. Everything's back. We're all back.
Apparently things are working now. How did you lose track of your encoder?
Okay, so last night I went and decided, okay, what if I use this setting? Because I was making changes because I was like, oh yeah, if I'm going to do the shout out button, I kind of want to also integrate Twitch's own shout out. And while OBS was opening, I've been having this problem where every time I open OBS, there is at least a 75% chance that it hangs up my video card drivers. Which forces me to restart my PC to do everything that I need to do. So I was like, well, maybe if I change the encoder, maybe it will work. But then I kind of just forgot about it. And then when I went to change the encoder back, it just wasn't there. Which is the AMD framework stuff, but the hardware encoder for the video card driver, which I had changed it to, was still there. And I'm never touching software because no, my CPU is already at maximum. I don't. All this is telling me is that eventually I need to put down the money for a video card. Probably. And you guys can help me. And in doing so, get me closer to Blind Wonderworld, New Year's Day. Shilling myself. Well, congratulations, Lala. That wonderful 6 views. You know, that will absolutely help with the analytics. Like, eventually, you'll get closer and closer to hitting affiliate. That's always help. Fucking needs to be not big boomer boy shush. It's not my fault that the setting went away. Alright, I guess we keep standing there, paralyzed by choice. You kinda can't look away from the gavel. Those spines could really stab a person's skull right open, huh?
Wow. Thanks for standing around and staring, or thanks for all the standing around and staring assistance. It's really helping a lot. Definitely can't just do that on my own.
You're still stuck on the image. She stands up, grumbling, and snatches the book out of your grasp. She turns, waving a dismissive hand at you.
Never mind. No, you're just in my way.
She doesn't tell you to leave, but she stops acknowledging you, which you figure is pretty much the same thing. You were iffy about this one from the start, but damn, it turns out rejection still stings. Oh, damn, that is a giant gavel with spikes. Lala ready.
Ready to go.
Alright. Alright, pick up more papers. You start making neat piles of all of her stuff. After watching you for a second like she's making sure you're not screwing it up, she dramatically heaves herself to her feet and joins in the effort.
I don't have time for this shit. Make sure you keep the B-34s together in my red folder.
You look down at the current pile. B. That's the one with the little hook on top, right? Or is that G? Sweat pricks at your temples. You've picked up a little bit of written Alternian here and there, but you're still not anywhere near competent at it. Sifting through the papers, you search for anything familiar. You make out a few words, but these were just a lot of those little guys on these papers. And you've got performance anxiety.
Oh, right. You probably still can't read.
You look up at her, startled. How can she tell?
Well, I mean, you don't look much like a troll. It isn't exactly a gargantuan mental leap to assume you're not from around here. But also, I've heard about you.
You straighten up. Any press is good press when it comes to friends discussing you, right?
Heels talk.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Oh. She puts her mug down on the ground and picks up a fallen book, talking as she flips to whatever page she's looking for.
That little asshole is going to have even more unfortunate crap to say to me when he finds out I set us all back by dropping half our project in a ditch.
She paces in flustered circles until she finds a bookmark among the debris. Flicking a wet leaf off of it, she shoves it in the open spine of the book and slams it close.
Whatever. I can't think about that yet. Gotta get all this back in order first.
Right. Yeah, the ordering of stuff. You keep at it, doing your best to keep similar looking things together. You can feel her eyes on your back, and you turn to face judgment.
You basically got it right, actually. He did say you were quick at the draw. I'm Tisius, by the way.
She doesn't so much smile at you as grimace. It looks mostly pleased as exhausted expressions go. That's a good friendship building material as any other. You certainly started with worse than being complimented. The breeze plays at the end of her frizzy hair, ruffling a few pages while it's at it. Now you aren't frantically trying to prove your helpfulness and have a moment to think. You don't know if the sidewalk is the best place to be starting from scratch with a whole new filing system. You open your mouth to tell her as much when a huge papa gust follows in the breeze to Junior's wake, blowing the neat stacks back into chaos.
Mother grubbing.
She sinks slowly back down in the snow globe of papers. It takes a long sip from a mug sitting next to her, and then tilts her head back and unleashes a single deep gut holler. You scuttle around, catching documents out of the air until the gust is gone. It's not that Tisius doesn't seem capable, it's just she seems a bit burnt out. You know what it's like to feel like you're at the end of your rope. So now that you have half a swinging grab at a handle on things here, you feel like it's your turn to do the heavy friendship lifting.
We're already at the second.
Prompt 2.
The
1.
second.
Choice. Yeah, usually it's further along. Might be 3. Both of these are technically helping her, Freezy.
What do you mean help her less, Freezy?
Help her less. Which one
That
is
doesn't make
helping
any
her
sense.
less? It's fine. There you are. Do da tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Oh boy. Do. One. Wow. Okay, I guess you really want to suggest that a small breather might help. You know a breaking point when you see one. You weren't expecting it so early in the potential friendship encounter, but still, it's clear that this troll needs some time to chill. This is a mess, yeah? She swings the pendulum of her chin over to glare at the deadened knives at your gut. Ah. Okay, yes, it's a mess, but it seems like maybe, just perhaps, it would be best to sort of put a pin in all of it, to suck air in and out of our insufflation sacs or whatever and just get it together for a minute. No group projects were ever ace when the clear leader was not at their peak mental performance. She wrinkles up her nose and closes her eyes.
You know what? Fine. Fuck it. Not all of it, of course, but this night specifically, and everything and anyone I know or have thought extensively about before in my life. So that just leaves you. What do you have in mind, friend? Because I'm all out of ideas.
The word still does a number on you, no matter how many times you hear it used flippantly. You have an idea already, so you hurriedly gather her shit into an extremely unorganized piles, which she drops off in her hive to deal with later. You half expect her to not come back out, but she does. She keeps only one heavily annotated tome in her mug, which she nods at when she speaks.
I know, but these are for just in case. Anyway, do your worst.
With a salute and a few gentle tugs at Tizia's sleeve to keep her moving, you get going. You and your Alternian pals have taken turns leading each other to some pretty wild places in your time here. The place you've taken Tizia's to, though, is someone you haven't shared with anyone.
Somewhere, not someone.
I thought I said somewhere. Oh.
Sounds like someone.
It's where you come back to on days when you can't find a friend, or you don't want to impose on any of the ones you've made. It's on the outskirts of town where the buildings are spread thinner until the landscape's cut upward in a jagged cliff face. Bolted onto the side of the rock is a tower, or what's left of one. It's basically a heap of scaffolding and rusted out ladders holding up a half-covered platform, but it's been a good place to staunch bleeding and stargaze.
Do I give off an outdoorsy vibe to you? Does my half-untucked button-up and paltry muscle mass scream, "Would love to scurry up a dilapidated relic"?
You'd worry about her hating your plan, but you kind of feel like she'd complain no matter where you took her. And at this point, the die is cast. So heave-ho, you say, is stronger than it looks. You offer to hold her stuff for her during the ascent. She gives you the book, but clutches the mug against her chest. You know better than pry, but you're dying a little wondering why she's so weird about it, unless she's got liquor made from viscera in there. Or maybe her Lucis gave her the mug, so it's special. Could be both. You shrug and start climbing. Like you thought she would, she follows you, and like before, she complains about it the whole time. And like the structure itself, you both weather it fine. At the top, she looks around.
Is this your hive?
It's more like a hideout. You still feel a little shy about it. It's not as fancy as your friends' hives, and you don't have any weird animal parent to make you snacks or anything. There's only a little keepsakes you've picked up along the way, set up on the creaky old table next to some complicated old tech you couldn't get the power on.
This must be an old watchtower. From when that was part of her imperial bitchiness's preferred method of surveillance.
She runs a hand over the dusty screen. Oh, Triza. You learned about her.
No. Her bigger, badder off-world counterpart, the Condess.
Ah. You look at the rusted barrel of some terrifying weapon mounted in the corner, and then over the landscape and sprawling town. In the distance, smoke rises from a freshly demolished hive. Glinting in the moonlight, drones circle it like buzzards. It's been like this for a while, then. You sit down, your legs dangling off the side of the platform. Tizius joins you, a safe distance away from the edge.
That is one hell of an understatement. But yeah, we've got a time-honored status quo in operation here. Streamlined. Efficient. Brutal.
Tizius looks miserable. That's not what you were going for. You summon up the old Roy G. Biv in your head for the 10,000th time. She should be safe, right? Teals are middle class? And anyway, she's a lawyer. She's got the powers to be on her side. Saying so doesn't seem to cheer her up at all.
I mean, you're not wrong. But being in a position to benefit from the system doesn't make the system more morally palatable. And if I'm being real about it, it's more me being forced to uphold it than anything else.
She nods towards the book in your hands. All right, how does all this work anyways? Can she just not be a lawyer? Aren't there good ones?
Yeah, I can quit. If I want to get cold. There's always a choice.
She sighs.
It's not like I expect suffering to ever stop completely. It just seems like an awful lot of work to do to make sure it keeps happening. And that's the entire job of a legislacerator. Unless you're purple enough to get away with it, you're just guilty, no matter what. It's just a matter of going through all the fanfare of a trial, all for the same result. It's sick, but it's so normal by now that no one knows how to begin questioning it.
She looks more exhausted now than she did during the paper explosion. Like when you used up all your sadness and all you have to do is a deep broken fatigue. This isn't exactly the rejuvenating getaway you envisioned.
There's just so much injustice.
You continue to try to be positive. Are there not political parties? Some secret underground movements or anything? Sure, most low buds you've met have a healthy, fuck, why am I that bad? Sure, most low buds you've met have a healthy, fatalistic nonchalance about their situations, but there's gotta be something else out there.
There were a few people who tried to stir shit up back in the day. It's all kind of hushed up and hard to find any information on the history of them, though. Definitely not the kind of thing they teach you in legislacerator training. One was a mutant blood, and the other had wings. So I guess they didn't have much of a chance anyway.
You can't imagine this story having a happy ending, but you still want to know more. There's a subtlest shift in her tone of voice now that she's doing more than only complaining. It draws you in.
Hold on a second.
Oh hey, I haven't had any encoding lag. Cool. Well, I think there was one frame. One skipped frame.
One of them seems to have gathered enough of a following to commune or become a kind of religious figure from what little I can find about him. The other one led a military revolt. They both were killed, along with their attempts at change. I don't even know what happened to their compatriots.
She stops to squint at you.
I don't know how you got me talking like this. But in the fuck it spirit of the night, I'm just gonna keep going. If it wasn't clear, I'm telling you things can get me I'm telling you things that can get me extremely cold. So like, please be chill.
You're so chill, the chillest, and probably pretty gullible yourself.
Good point.
She squints at you a little longer and then stares out into the night. Her jaw muscles clench a few times before she speaks.
I have some ideas.
She's still not looking at you, but she sits up a little straighter. You feel your spine following suit almost on its own.
All of us in training to be legislaturators like to practice throwing our weight around. Some of us more than others, which I guess you have first-hand experience with. But we don't have much real power, yet. We will, though, if we pass our exams. Which I will. I've been staying up most days studying every documented piece of the law, and some underground stuff, too, when I find it. There are exploitable loopholes they don't know about. If I can establish myself as a major player, I might have a chance to change things. Some things you can only take apart from the inside out.
By now, she's built up a fevered energy. Even with the sluggish way she talks, when you shift into your seat, she kind of snaps out of it.
Oh, sorry. Guess I got a little worked up. I don't exactly get to talk about this very often. It's kind of overwhelming to think about how fucked every little thing is all the time. But now that I see it clearly, I can't not do something. It's like Alternia is a giant fire and I'm pissing on a tiny corner of it while the rest of everything burns up around me.
Your brain is buzzing with how real all of that felt. You can't really add anything to it, so you just nod.
Are things less abysmal where you're from?
Oh boy. In a way, yeah. At home, the accused is called a defendant, at least, as in they get a defense. Her eyes brightened.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Does your justice system work?
You exhale slowly, trying to buy yourself some time to encapsulate all your planet's various cultures, societal structures, and similarly overwhelming lists of injustices in an intelligent blurb. You settle on, not always, not for everyone. Her laugh is short and hollow.
So much for enlightened life forms existing somewhere in the universe.
You guess until a more kind and just alien life form comes to take over, you just have to make do with each other.
Yeah, you're not so bad. I'd take on an oppressive regime with you anytime.
She gives your arm an awkward tap with her fist and then looks back out over the edge.
Anyway, I'm no religious figure or military strategist. There's gotta be someone out there who is. Gotta use what skills I have instead, I guess, until I find them. What the fuck else would I do with my time?
Keep pissing on the fire is the best anyone can do, you reckon? That, and get others hydrated enough to do the same. She laughs.
Keep on pissing, huh? I'll drink to that.
She takes a big swig from a mug. After a beat, she silently and without looking at you, extends her arm your way. You stare in the mug's depths and a little unnerved. It doesn't look like viscera, but you've been burned before.
It won't kill you.
You're not sure what it will do, but Tizius is truthful, if nothing else. So, bottoms up. What the fuck? It's water. Tizius grins and taps her temple with a claw.
Gotta give the people something. Otherwise, they might think I'm the way I am on my own. Then where would we be?
You don't know. Letting people in can be helpful, you know, sometimes.
Shh. I'm fine.
You're not convinced.
Okay, I'll admit it. It's not a bad idea to relax every once in a while. Get your priorities straight. This was a decent time.
You're glad she's glad, but you're mostly just talk the whole time about the same stuff that she was overwhelmed by to begin with. Does that even count? You've learned a lot, but she still looks pretty wiped. As soon as you think that, she yawns. So she's driven. You shiver a bit when you imagine what she could do if she took the time to rest for real. You pat the pile of blankets next to you. It's no bed, or tub of soap or slime for that matter, but it's gotten you through enough. She looks warily at it and yawns again.
I guess my Lyssus and my mate Sprit will just think I'm at the book hive anyway. One little nap won't hurt. I'll get up early tomorrow and reorganize our stupid busy work project.
She tentatively lowers herself down onto the blankets. Her eyes close for a brief second before they snap open again, glaring at you with full force.
Don't doubt me either. I've got it under control.
Oh, you have zero doubts in her abilities, you say. She curls back up against herself, and a small rattle of contentedness shakes in her throat. Out in the distance, the blaze has dimmed to a thin plume of smoke. You hope whoever's hive it was, whoever hive it was is okay. You're not sleepy, so you'll keep watch to make sure she gets up by sunrise. You tilt your head back and look up at the unfamiliar constellations. Your head feels full, it's intense, and not exactly what you call happy, but you know you're feeling it with her, and that's far from nothing. Hey, victory.
Keep on pissing, huh?
No. Hello,
Someone can make a
satanic
fetish out of that.
I know. I'm actually surprised they didn't go down that route. And hello, satanic potato. It has become less cringe over time. There has been some good moments.
Like, that one was good, except where they tried to shoehorn in commentary about the justice system on our side of things. As if it's not leagues better than what Alternians have.
Yeah.
Literal light years better.
Pick up more papers. Alright, offer to help her organize it all, someone with less of a breeze risk. Hey, your night is pretty wide open. You wouldn't mind moving this operation to a less windy location and getting it together for real.
Yeah, there's a mistake.
Yeah.
They still haven't corrected a lot of these, and I don't know why. Yeah. Alright.
She still sits there kind of dazedly, so you take over. It feels nice to be useful, even if you're not super confident about your skills. You at least know how to make a mean pile. After you make a handful of them, she moves to join in the effort, so you shush her back down. You're a helpful help person. Yeah, help person. And you've got it. You have got it. Damn. She makes non-committal noise and watches you work. You try not to feel too bad when she winces at a few of your sorting decisions. She doesn't stop you, at least. She scrunches up her face and yawns, which catches you off guard. Man, she really is wiped. You look away from her to the paper you're about to grab, but it's not there. Maybe it blew into another stack? Or you picked it up already and forgot? Yeah, that's probably right. Anyway, she had her eyes closed, so she didn't notice. It'll be fine! Once you have everything together, you help her to her feet. You're pretty sure that was her hive she just walked out of, so he asked if you should go there.
No, I was headed to the book hive. I can take you there.
She seems to rally a bit. Now that it's her turn to lead the way, she picks up the hefty stack of her things, balances her mug on top of it all, and starts walking.
Move it or lose it. It being the opportunity to engage in some tedious micromanagement.
There's no choice to be had. Really, you move it. The Book Hive is an imposing building, and inside are a series of rooms opening off a central atrium. You walk past one open set of double doors showing off a room full of weird statues and display cases, and another one bright with the light of dozens of display screens and humming electricity. Further around the curve of the room, you pass a room full of brains in jars? It really looks like brains in jars. There's another still, A windowless one, ostentatiously secured with multiple padlocks and what looks like a retina scan. There are a bunch of trolls in each room, and as you keep passing the doors, you realize they're almost all teal bloods. Are they the, nerd cast?
Wow. Harsh. I mean, yeah, though. We kind of are. I know plenty of gold bloods who spend their nerd energy ruining the internet from their basements, and blue bloods usually have their own personal jerk-off book hives. And there are always outliers, I guess. But yeah, between us and the Jades, the book hive is blue-green dweeb city. I just want to point something out for future reference. Remember the brains in jars?
Yeah.
Remember those. And some of the other observations that our character has made, because again, this
everything is important.
Again, this is supposed to be a bad end. This isn't supposed to have any relative information to the storyline, but we're going to reference those later as if our character has been through and seen those things. And it's once again going to cycle back to that, oh no, timeline collapsing, everything's canon joke.
Yeah. Tizius keeps moving like this is nothing new. To her, you guess it isn't. She pushes a creaky wooden door to reveal a large study room full of bookshelves and furniture. There are even a few weird-looking ferns decorating the place. And here are a bunch of trolls, some reading, many on their computers. You dump the stuff you lugged here on one of the tables. The sound echoes in there, and a handful of trolls look your way. Yikes! You hope your presence won't be too conspicuous.
You're probably fine. Unless anyone gets horny for acting grown and wants a bounty. But you're with me, so they probably won't mess with you.
Horny means a different thing in this case, right? Lulu?
I don't have an answer for you.
You don't? Damn.
Both. We're gonna say both.
Both. You're a little surprised by that. Tizius has slumped down in a chair and is stolidly reorganizing her piles. Doesn't exactly give off a brawler aura. There you go.
Aura. No, like they know I'll talk them out of it. Or whine at them about leaving me alone until they do.
That makes you feel safe enough. So, time to do some old-fashioned organization. What is this big project anyway?
It's just some bullshit.
She stops and cuts her eyes around the room, but no one is still paying attention. As far as you can see, she starts speaking again, quieter.
An assignment for one of my legislacerator training courses. We're supposed to choose a prosecutable offense from the scrolls of evisceration and list all potential.
She must be able to sense your eyes glazing over at the idea of another long and not parsable legal jargon ramble, because she cuts herself off there.
It's barely worth describing. Grub school level, honestly, but it's extremely fucking tedious to research and then annotate. Especially when you can't find sources that haven't been scrubbed nice and fuchsia. Anyway, as long as we get things in the right folders, in the right order, we should be good for now.
Sounds good enough to you. Plenty of time to keep chatting and getting to know each other. Though, she said this was a group project, right? Where are her group members? Shouldn't they be contributing?
Like I'd let them. Just kidding. I'm very good at allowing people to help me.
She grits her teeth and nods at you, masterfully setting aside the papers labeled with the letter that looks like a little microscope.
Case in point. Anyway, they did their parts already. I just want to make sure to add the finishing touches.
Right then, you hear approaching footsteps. It better not be some high blood you gotta take out. You mean you'll do it if you have to. It's tried and true. You're just not sure how well this dynamic duo will fare in that case. You stop scanning the room for potential bludgeoning materials when you see Tizia's expression go from regular tired to tired and annoyed, but not in fear of mortal peril. You hear him speak right as you start to turn. Now the mighty have fallen, and into a mud puddle it seems. At least my associate seems to be picking up after you fairly efficiently.
Fuck off, Sorgor. We'll have it together in time.
You sure don't require any assistance? I have raised my rates from my original offer, but you know it still stands.
You did your part already. So spare me both your sales pitch and your company before you give me a second acid tube ulcer.
Oh, right. You need those to do your final edits of yours. Subtextual anti-establishment agendas don't insert themselves, after all. Suit yourself. See you in class. They give each other an identical but inscrutable hand signal. In a huff of perturbation from a nearby jade is any indication, it's gotta be something vulgar. Perish. Wait.
Perish.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
We
doesn't
should have
matter.
done it simultaneously.
I know.
Perish.
He smirks and raises his eyebrows at you as he turns to go. Come by later? You nod. You open your mouth to be nosy, but Tizia sees it coming a mile away.
What? You never heard of a class friend? Someone who does good work, but is miserable to hang out with. I don't have time to waste on more than one quadrant or on lying to you, so don't blow a brain gasket.
Just when you think you have all the troll dynamics down, you gotta make room for the cursed bastard nuance. Anyways, you guess it makes sense. You and your troll friends have all kinds of weird vibes with each other too. Whatever works.
Exactly.
You go back to happily sorting. Tizias rolls her shoulders and starts leafing through your piles.
Where's my... have you seen my handwritten page? It should be here.
She starts double checking herself. Her pace doesn't seem to, so much escalate as it does intensify. Her whole body becomes almost graceful with efficiency.
You got everything, right? I thought I watched where it all went. I could have sworn I saw it land.
You can help her redo the lost page. It shouldn't be too hard to recreate it. That doesn't help. She glares at you and starts forcibly whispering, still double checking piles without looking, like she knows them by touch.
You don't understand. Those were my personal notes on an extremely sensitive topic I discovered while researching. I was only planning to use it to inform my stance, not turn it in with the rest. It's not here.
She stops her futile search, downs the rest of whatever's in a mug, and holds her head in her hands.
I'm fucked. I might as well lay down right here and until moss grows on my desiccated body.
That's dramatic. You don't want to blame her or anything, especially since it's possible sort of your fault, it's lost, but you still want to give her hope. Maybe next time she could use Gorgle Docs. It won't blow away and it has collaboration settings. You might use them with... Her head pops up, her features slack.
I can't use Gorgle Docs for this. Are you listening? That is the whole point. You know who owns that, right? Every document is monitored. Analog is the only way to do anything unless you know how to get me into the dark web, which I fucking doubt. If someone found it, If my handwriting is recognized, I'm dead. Then I'll never be able to.
She trails off, just sort of slumped in her seat, staring in the void. Shit, you really fucked up. You admit to her that you may have allowed one page to blow away when you weren't paying attention, and that it could possibly have been that one.
Great. I can't believe I was stupid enough to let someone else handle things. I was just so tired.
Her shoulders start to shake a bit. Oh no. She doesn't cry, but you almost wish she would. The way she keeps on blinking back her tears and hiding her face with her arms is worse. It feels invasive to watch, and thankfully it doesn't last. She sniffs once, clears her throat, and wipes her face with her sleeve. Silently, she stacks all of her things back in a pile.
Okay. I need to retrace my steps. Maybe it hasn't been spotted yet. Maybe I'll be okay. It won't, but oh well.
You reach to help, desperate to fix the situation, but she gingerly picks your hand off of one of her books and drops it in your lap. Your stomach sinks to join it.
No. Don't worry. I've got it.
She wrestles it all into a precarious heap in her arms. It wobbles once as she makes her way steadily to the door, but she catches it herself. Head high, she keeps walking. She doesn't look back. Game over. Women crying mission successful. Freezy just wants women to suffer. I'm sorry, Lulu. Boom, 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 boom.
Extremely sad, Ducky.
Wait. Yes, this one.
Mm-hmm. Regardless of what happens, we have to get through the next one. The next volume. I need that second chapter.
Okay, yeah. Chixie Roimer.
Yeah.
It's French.
The X is basically just silent. Roimer. It's cool. Your point is, you need a wardrobe change. You should have asked L-Word for one of her rad leather jackets. You could really make one of those work. Geez, this is kind of a crummy neighborhood. And there you go again, making snap judgments. Get a little alien culture into you, and suddenly you're an expert. Looks like you found the Alternian nightlife. Well, technically all nightlife here is nightlife. If people were nocturnal here, shouldn't nightclubs be called day clubs? Maybe the lure of dancing and getting smashed with strangers is not enough to get people to brave the blistering sun. You doubt you'd brave a stiff breeze for it. You aren't much of a partier. But recently, you're all about new experiences. You'll try anything once. A long line of people snakes along the side of a building. It doesn't appear to be moving. The club must not be open yet. You consider getting in the line, but there's so many people here. You really are more of a one-on-one friendship type. You go around the back instead, to your old friend, the back alley and the dumpster. Distantly, you hear music. It comes on every few seconds and then drops off. Maybe a sound check?
Ah!
You hear something else.
Ah!
A musical sigh comes from up ahead. You turn a corner to find a girl standing alone outside a back entrance. A heavy door is propped open with a chunk of concrete, like someone had gouged it out of the street. The girl has on a sweater dress and leg warmers. A bronze sign is splashed across her chest. You wonder if you should consider painting a sign onto your own clothes, just to make yourself seem more normal. Yeah, no, probably no point. You'd also need to paint yourself gray and find a pair of fake horns. Who would do something like that? Sounds like a huge pain with absolutely no benefits. The girl hasn't noticed you yet. She is staring at her feet and sighing. Also, she's making weird little whoops and clicking noises or singing a few bars of wordless notes, starting low and then climbing up high. Wow, sounds really good. The enclosed space between the alley walls make it seem like it's coming from all directions. Maybe you should just leave. She looks busy. But then another troll sticks their head around the open door, shooting the girl an unkind look and kicking the cement block doorstep away. Oh heck, there's really only one reason you would prop open a door.
All right. Wait a minute. What do you mean,
Now
wait
listen, I expect you to do your best sing-songy voice for this
Oh,
character.
god damn it. I really fucked myself into this, didn't I?
It's okay, it's okay. It's you just
Sing-songy. Da, 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 dum, bum, bum,
just
ba, bum,
expanding your vocal catalog.
bum, 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 bum. No, the horns are not ornamental. They are 100% part of their body.
They are fixed. They are. You could stand on those horns. Someone actually has. Someone made a joke about it.
Mm.
One person standing on another person's horns. Okay, so we establish at some point during this journey, that horns are extremely erotically sensitive. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It cannot be. It's like one of those things where if you're gentle, it feels good, but if you're rough, there's no feeling or whatever. I have no idea how it's supposed to work. But then I gotta show you some memes about it.
Oh no. Hey, we're gonna go inside. Thanks, Lala. Grab the door before it can close.
Displaying the dexterity of someone far healthier and far less dressed in a slinky bathrobe, you grab the door before it can slam closed. The bronze blood girl's attention snaps up and she breaks off mid-note. She takes in the misplaced concrete and you holding the door.
Oh, thanks for catching that. I would have had to go all the way around the front. It must have been the wind.
Just what sort of wind do they have here that could pick up a chunk of rock the size of a turtle? Unless wind is urban slang for some rude douchebag. She gives you a quick little smile and darts through the door, letting it close behind her with a solid click. Yep. Locked. The brief gleaming flare of friendship you felt when she smiled at you in earnest, thanks, stutters, and dies. You really had a moment there, but now she's inside and you're out here, where you will never reap the fruit of glorious friendship you planted with that act of kindness. Geez, what's the point of doing something nice if you don't get any credit for it?
Bad, and Lala was right. do. So, okay, I guess we gotta stand there like an asshole then. Should Xavier be singing like he's in an old Disney cartoon? No,
Like the witness to a disastrous car accident, you stand there and watch as the girl notices the door closing and lets out a squeak, jumping for the handle. She misses it and smacks her knee against the metal frame.
Ouch! Damn it!
She has a soft musical voice, even when she's swearing. You ask if she's okay. She stops rubbing at her knee and looks up at you. You are quite a bit taller than her, but she looks older than some of the other trolls you've hung out with.
No worries. Well, at least not about my leg. If you want something to worry about, I'm sure I can come up with some ideas without much trouble.
You assure her that you've had plenty to worry about recently, although you appreciate the offer. She gives a fruitless tug on the back door. She knocks. Nobody comes. She knocks again. Still nothing. You tell her that someone kicked her doorstep out of the way. Or doorstop. She looks disappointed, but not surprised.
Oh well. I'll just have to go back around the front. Could be worse. Would you care to join me?
Oh my god, you thought she'd never ask. This is working out perfectly. You were so glad she got locked out of here with you and the rest of the garbage.
I'm Chixie, Chixie Romar. Although you already knew
Roymer.
that, Roymer. Though I'm sure you already knew that. I don't think you're an idiot or anything. You know, meet and greets are usually after the show, but you seem nice.
You aren't sure how she figures that, since all you've done is stand around. It's true though, so you don't protest. You are nice. Super nice. You might be the nicest son of a bitch on this whole dang planet. You ask her if she's performing here tonight.
Of course. Why else would I be warming up in the dirty back alley?
You tell her you've seen people to do far weirder things. You've seen people do far weirder things. She laughs.
You aren't wrong. People around here would do anything for attention nowadays. For instance, you walking around in an ablution robe. God, that fucking word came up again, and I know
You are walking around in an ablution robe.
Mhm.
You cough delicately. True, very true. She's got you there.
If you come inside with me, I can give you an autograph. I don't have anything to write with back here.
Trixie seems to think that you are a fan who managed to get past security to accost her in person. She doesn't seem too upset though, more like delighted. You think back many friends ago when Sarava told you it was dangerous for lowbloods to get popular. You wonder if Trixie trusts you because she thinks you are also a lowblood, or maybe she's just not that popular. You follow her back to the front of the club, past the line of trolls waiting to get inside. A guy whistles at her and she gives him a flirty little wave along with a flat smile, a customer service smile. She shows the bouncer something on her palm husk and he lifts up the velvet robe.
They're with me. They're my +1.
Wow, you've never been anybody's +1 before. A bunch of people in line look annoyed, but Trixie ignores them. You follow her, tripping a little on the hem of your robe.
Be careful, huh? You don't want to twist an ankle.
Trixie speaks with a lilt, like a character in a musical getting ready to burst into song. You hope you aren't supposed to participate if she does. You're a little too busted for impromptu dance numbers, and you're also liable to flash someone in this robe. You hear music and chatter from down the hall, but Trixie pulls you in another direction, toward the dressing rooms. You pass several closed doors, stopping in front of one that seems to be in the process of being cleared out. A bunch of shit is spilling out into the hall, clothes trailing out of suitcases. A microphone cord seems to be slithering slowly along the detritus. Charming.
God, I can't do anything without someone messing me around, locking me out. Now this! Who did this? I'm seriously out for blood tonight.
Looks like someone commandeered her dressing room while she was out, as well as tossed all her shit out into the hall.
I have to deal with this. I'll be right back. You can borrow some clothes, if you want. In fact, I insist.
She leaves you in the cramped little room. It's dark in the hall, but everywhere in Alternia is kept darker than is comfortable for you. You're getting used to it, though. You imagine humans used to have to deal with this all the time back before electricity, provided they didn't die immediately of, dysentery. You flick on the outline of white bulbs around the mirror. Oh wow, even in the soft, flattering light, you look like an A-grade free-range disaster. Tagora's expensive rainbow drinker serum is rubbed off, and now you're mostly just dusty. You wade through a couple of Trixie's suitcases, but everything here is too small for you. There's a couple sweater dresses and a hoodie that might fit, but without a pair of pants, that's gonna get scandalous real quick. The only thing you find that works in the whole damn dressing room is a floaty purple dress hanging on the back of the door. Definitely not your style. You would never wear anything like this at home. But fuck it. Roll with the punches, right? And not just in violence ways, fashion ways. You give a little experimental twirl in front of the mirror. You aren't gonna break any hearts, but you'll do. You actually kind of dig it. You are busy admiring yourself when Trixie comes back. She sniffles sharply and there are tears tracks on her face, but she isn't crying anymore. In fact, she looks mad as hell. Oh, damn. Is she mad at you? Did you manage to fuck something up without even being there? You've got mad fuck-up skills.
I got bumped. They kicked me off the lineup. I was supposed to be the opening, but some new band came in and they have a purple blood drummer. So the club owner let them take my place. Of course. This is how it always goes.
God, she looks so sad. Time to break out your finely tuned comforting muscles. But before you can get those guns out, someone oozes up to the side of you. Someone you recognize. Oh, incredible, Miss Roymer. What are the odds? It must be fate.
Well, you chirped. You chirped that you were going to come to you were coming to the show, so I guess the odds are pretty good.
Zebra doesn't let this dim his sparkle. He isn't the type of guy to let facts get in the way. He hasn't even noticed you. He's too busy kissing the back of Chixie's hand. Looking good, baby.
I'm kind of a mess. I've been crying.
Well, crying looks good on you. Zebra finally glances your way and does an extremely exaggerated double take. Wow, damn. I didn't even recognize you. You clean up real nice, you know. Oh, right.
Yeah,
you
you
haven't
never.
cleaned up at all. Really, you haven't bathed since Segora's fancy ablution trap. All you've done is put on a slinky dress. Sorry, I was just letting that sleaze sink in for a second. It's not like you aren't happy to see Zebra. You are. He's one of your many success stories. He's just, you know, the kind of friend you want to think back on fondly from time to time, remembering all the good times. Yeah, not necessarily the kind you want to hang out with or have hang all over you, like he is right now. Chixie looks at his arm around your shoulder and seems momentarily annoyed. Then her expression skips a couple tracks and hits back on neutral.
So you met? Where? Online? In a forum? Can I join?
Not in a forum. Unless you're talking about the Forum of Life. He winks. Fate just keeps bringing us together, doesn't it? Just like you and me, Chixie baby. Chixie laughs. Now that she's gotten over her surprise, her entire demeanor has changed. Her body language has relaxed and she keeps biting her lip. She looks like an actor demonstrating bashful on command. Zebra is eating it up.
It was really nice of you to post about my EP on your blog. I've gotten lots of listens from that.
Babe, have I ever told you that I think you're so strong? Seriously, low blood girls are so strong. Chixie laughs again. It sounds painful.
Maybe once or twice.
I love your new stuff. That one song, Poisonous Moon or whatever.
Bloody Sun.
Right, yeah, exactly. Real good stuff, sweetheart. I can't wait to hear more tonight. Oh, right. He doesn't know Chixie got bumped. Chixie meets your eyes. She seems to be trying to communicate something entirely using her eyebrows.
Okay, we're at a poll.
Why is he like this? I don't know, Atomic Sunrise. It's multiple reasons. This is making you uncomfortable, Freezy?
Yeah.
Good.
Let's see. Also, yeah, I need a whole ass reading brain. It's not the glasses. Trust
All right.
me.
I have put down 10 votes in one option. Outvote me. No, don't vote for the same option. Oh no.
Well, shit. Your plan
Oh, dear.
backfired. Impressive, very nice. Let's see his relationship with his father.
Oh no.
Oof. It's just the business card scene from goddamn American Psycho. All right, hey, we're gonna tell the truth.
You tell Zebra about the higher caste trolls coming in and taking Chixie's place. She starts making frantic motion behind Zebra's back and shaking her head, but immediately stops when he turns to look at her. That true, babe?
It's not a big deal. This sort of thing happens in the business all the time. Or so people tell me. Don't worry about it.
No, I am worried. I always worry about lowbloods in terrible positions who can't help themselves at all. I'll take care of it for you.
You really don't have to.
Zebra touches her arm for way longer than is necessary. It's more of a shoulder rub than a pat. Chixie seems to be trying very hard not to shrug him off. Her smile belongs in a Halloween mask, a rictus grin. The two of you watch him swagger off back toward the front of the hall. Chixie lets out a breath.
I wish you hadn't done that. He's got a really popular music blog, and he's an indigo, so I have to be polite. One bad review from him, and it's over for my career. But I try to interact with him as little as possible.
You hadn't realized that Zebra was a musician.
Oh, he's not. He just reviews albums and shows. Stuff like that. He makes lots of reposts. He's got a ton of followers. Don't get me wrong. It's really nice to be noticed. But he's just a little pushy. I don't have the time in my life right now for quadrants. You know what I mean?
You do. You so do. Does Zebra try what he tried with you on every low blood he meets? You aren't sure if that makes you feel worse or better. Chixie talks about him like he's a natural disaster, a tornado that she has to avoid to keep from getting torn apart. Like it's just an inevitability that people would treat her like she owed them something.
I don't want to seem ungrateful.
You told her that she doesn't seem ungrateful from where you're standing. She doesn't seem to be doing anything wrong. She sighs, blowing a piece of hair out of her eyes.
Too bad everything's right. Doesn't automatically mean things will go your way.
When Zebra comes back, such little time has passed that you don't think he could possibly have done anything. He shows you and Chixie all of his teeth. I got it all fixed up for you. You go on tonight. In fact, you're headlining. You're welcome. Chixie's mouth drops open.
What? How?
I get to do anything I want in my own club. Wait. What? I bought it from the owner. He's just a teal. Seriously, business ownership? A little ambitious for a mid-blood, isn't it? I convinced him that it would just be easier for him and everybody else if a high blood took over. I'd been meaning to get into the club scene anyway. Now you'll always have somewhere to perform. Provided you do everything I say all the time. He grins to show that's just a joke, but there's also something in his smile that you really, really don't like. You regret asking for his help. So does Chixie, apparently. She gets right in your face.
Nice work. Now I owe him even more than before. This is the only club around here that will let low blood solo act performs. You can't find your way out, can't you? Or you can find your way out, can't you? Well, It's better to do nothing than it is to do something.
This is that one path that kind of teaches you sometimes don't do so. Just don't help.
Just don't.
Just do not help. Because
Don't.
all of the other routes, they've emphasized, oh, we have to do something to make our character get a friend. But this one's just like, just stand back.
Pew!
I got sidelined by ads. Oh well.
Oh well.
Happens. It's just yeah. It's just how
Ad
things
sucks.
Yeah.
God
Mind your own damn business. You follow Chixie's lead and don't say anything. Zebra will find out pretty soon anyway when the show starts and Chixie doesn't get on stage. He takes off, saying he's going to get a spot in the pit.
There's no pit here.
Her earnest, polite look drops as soon as Zebra's out of sight. She's letting you see all the bits of herself that she has to hide from other people. You wonder if it's because you don't matter that much, or because she can sense your trustworthy nature. You are natural optimist when it comes to friendship, so you decide to believe the latter.
Come on, I want to get a good look at the jerks who took my stage from me, so I can talk about them on my vent chitter. You can follow if you want. Only like 4 people do. It's not like anybody cares about my problems anyway.
You risk an encouraging pat between her shoulder blades. She sniffs and wipes her nose.
At least I have you, my one non-creepy fan. At least I think you aren't creepy. I guess I don't know you that well.
You assure her that you aren't creepy. At least not as creepy as that guy. Chixie starts to respond, but then breaks off. Her voice sticks in her throat like she swallowed a bug. Oh wait, they actually eat bugs here. Like she swallowed a live bug.
Wait. Yeah, like she's okay. Oh, I thought you were adding in something else. I didn't realize that it was...
Actually, they might eat live bugs. Well, fuck, simile canceled.
I was wondering why it didn't fully move forward for a second. I'm like, shit.
Because sometimes before it was adding text.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chixie stops talking to you, and you realize it's because she's listening instead. The first band is on, and going from Chixie's expression, this must be the band that scooped her.
I can't believe it. I can't!
She takes off. You aren't sure if you're supposed to follow, but she swoops back in and grabs your hand to drag you along behind her. You go past the club entrance and up a staircase, emerging in a tiny backstage area. Chixie stops just outside the stage lights. What the fuck? Anyway. The band on stage is 4 trolls, mixed casts judged from their clothes. Although you suppose they don't have to wear clothes the color of their blood, though most trolls seem to. Law or tradition? Both are dangerous to break.
That's my song! They didn't just steal my set, they stole my set list!
Her cheeks flush a ruddy brown and she shakes with rage. She begins singing along with them.
Twist and pull, breathe the terror of life on hell, spines and gore, forevermore on this Nightman Island spell. Eris above, blight below. I'm knocking on your high's front door. Love me, please, I abhor.
There's kind of a twangy country feel to it, except it's
You
about
suck.
murder. Or maybe love? You can't tell. It just doesn't really fit the band's on-stage vibe. It really doesn't really fit Chixie either, but then again, you haven't seen her perform. Maybe she's really different when she gets in a spotlight. She's crying now, tears streaming down her face as she sings.
It's all over. Nobody's gonna believe I wrote this music. Some little dirt blood country girl.
You remember what Sarava told you about High Blood stealing their music and acting like they wrote it. God, that's so unfair.
Oh. I'm wondering if this is actual proper one.
It is, but you'll get a fairly decent surprise out of it. Give me 1
Okay.
second.
Okay, I'm at least putting up a poll.
Well, the poll is going.
A poll is going. Please vote. Do you want to hit up the bar? The bar, get drunk? Bum 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 bum. Bum bum. And we got number 2. We're not even gonna get drunk? This is the perfect time to go drinking. Jesus Christ, Lala. No, we choose violence.
All right, and
Yeah, we're choosing violence, it seems.
all right, everybody. Looks like we're getting violent in here.
Yeah.
Chixie clenches her fists.
Yeah.
She reaches into a snarled mess of equipment and comes back with a microphone that only looks a little bit squirmy. Then she walks over to a costume rack and pulls down a mask. It's plain white like the Phantom of the Opera's, or it's plain white like the Phantom of the Opera's mask, jarringly stark against the gaudy, organic styles of most everything else on Alternia. She waits for a dip in volume in the song, and then she gets one right after the bridge. Then she switches on the microphone and takes a huge breath.
Shut the fuck up! Yeah.
The shout reverberates around the club. The sound of the crowd dips and falls off almost entirely. The band staggers to a slow, rattling stop. Nobody seems to know what's going on. Oh hell, this isn't what you meant. You meant like egg their tour bus or trash them online. Chixie steps into the light and a murmur goes up through the crowd. The band singer lowers her microphone. She is in a short blue dress with long, vicious claws painted red. You aren't up on all the trends, but you're pretty sure that red is edgy. Chixie covers her microphone and says something to the band. The cerulean stares at her for a few seconds before letting out a cascading spray of laughter. Sure, honey, okay. Condescending and sweet, like Chixie's a toddler who happened to wander on stage. She points finger guns at the guy on the soundboard. Razzer, give the lady a beat. Oh. Oh God.
Oh no.
You know what this is.
Oh no.
You see Chixie's face framed by the lights, focused and intent, all simpering, gone.
You like that? I wrote it. You hit that? I own it. Coming in hot, trying to steal my spot.
Oh Lord, is this a limerick?
Describe my bulge and deep throat it.
A dirty limerick, holy shit. She's really doing this thing. A rap battle, Jesus. The cerulean girl spits some stuff back. It's kind of basic, just general insult about Chixie's blood color and her lyrics being stale. Considering that she stole Chixie's song, that doesn't really fly. The crowd doesn't know that, though. They're eating it up. They probably think it's all part of the show, some fiery little lowblood coming on stage to shake things up.
Paint your claws red, paint your mouth brown, acting like you know what it's like down here on the ground.
The crowd whoops. This might be a high blood-owned club, but there's definitely a lot of lowbloods in the crowd.
But it's imitation. I got no expectation. This is your final station. You aren't going to hit higher than its collaboration.
You aren't, like, a rap expert or anything, but you can definitely tell that Chixie isn't either. She gets breathless toward the ends of lines and hits some words strangely, but the crowd is really feeling her. Definitely more than they're feeling the cerulean. Chixie's voice picks up speed and power as she gains confidence, drawing energy off the crowd. You realize you're leaning forward too, making sure you catch every word. She goes through a whole list of the band's shortcomings, including their fashion sense, their talent level, and their interpersonal clusterfuck. They are apparently a pretty well-known group online. She throws in some stuff about them stealing her music, and the crowd oohs like this is a middle school cafeteria.
So kill me, call the drones. It won't change a bit of what they all know. When you're a thief, what do you expect? I beat you all square. Hey, show me some respect.
There's no me. You're good. Dixie drops the mic. The room erupts. Holy shit, that was awesome. She just came up with all of that on the fly. The Cerulean looks furious, and another troll runs onto the stage to try to get the crowd under control. They're all chanting, mask, mask, mask. I mean, like, all she did was put on a mask. Anyone could tell it was her. Anyone who knows about her. Chixie runs back off stage, chucking both the mask and the microphone back where she found them. She grabs you, and you run all the way back out to the alley where you met, letting the door close behind you. Guess you're done with that club. Chixie's eyes are round and shell-shocked.
I just did that.
Yeah, she really did.
I just told a bunch of high bloods to eat my bulge.
You don't know what a bulge is, but yep.
Fuck, they liked me, didn't they? They were cheering for me.
You say yeah, you're pretty sure they were.
Holy shit. I'm going to be cold. Did you hear all this stuff I said? You just can't say stuff like that.
You remind her that she was wearing a mask when she did it.
Oh, right. No one know who I am. I'm safe. Oh, but that means nobody will know it was me.
You aren't quite following.
I'm not going to get any credit at all. God, why does everything in my life have to be so metaphorically resonant?
Oh, girl, you feel that. You def know what that's like. Hey, that was pretty dope. Both of you jump about a foot in the air. A low blood in a hoodie and a pair of sunglasses slouch against the brick beside the back door. Either you are seriously impaired today, or he is seriously good at sneaking. You got any stuff online? He asks Chixie. She gapes at him.
But I was wearing a mask. How did you know?
Well, you're standing right outside the door. You're wearing the same clothes you did on stage, so...
Oh, right. Clever of you.
Don't worry about it. Plausible deniability, right? Catch you later. He slinks off, one hand raised in a casual, cool guy farewell. See, you tell Chixie, some people will figure out who you are. Possibly just randos outside of clubs, but still, she can do this. She can make her dreams come true.
You're totally right. I still can. I guess all hope isn't lost. At least not until another insurmountable obstacle comes along. Thanks for, well, everything. I would never have gone out there if it was not for you.
She hesitates for a few seconds, then goes in for a slightly damp hug.
Sorry, stage lights and terror makes me sweat. Wait, oh yeah, the dress. I forgot about the dress.
No! Yep.
I had forgotten about the dress. Yeah,
you sure did.
It was a rap battle, an epic rap battle. All right, I guess we're going to go drinking. Sitting there like an asshole. Mind your own goddamn business. Bar.
That sucks. Where's the bar? Chixie looks up at you like she's only just remembered she is a physical body and not simply an amorphous blob of pure sadness. There's a cluster of bottles on a nearby amp. God. More Faygo. Of all the brands that could cross galaxies, of course it had to be Faygo. Chixie grabs what looks like a liquor bottle.
Right here. Come on. Not even my vent chitter is enough for this.
Back in the dressing room, Chixie upends several suitcases onto the floor, mixing her stuff with the other performers. Her give a shitometer is down in the red, apparently. She flops down in the pile she's made and takes a huge gulp out of the bottle.
Wow. Have some. It's awful.
Encouraging.
Come on. It's gross, but it won't kill you.
You wish people would stop promising you that. So far it's been true, but you still don't trust it. That takes another drink she takes another drink and hiccups, then holds the bottle out for you. Great. Peer pressure. Lying on a pile of sweaters with a distraught vocalist and getting wasted is exactly what you wanted to do with your evening. Chixie gives the bottle a shake. Oh well. You sucked smoke out of a bug's ass and you're still here. You drop down on the sweaters beside her. Chixie is dramatic, but you're disappointed to discover that she was not being dramatic about this. It is awful.
Right? Have some more.
You do. God, that's bad. Chixie is getting a lot tipsier than you. She's drinking faster and she's smaller than you are. Not that you know shit about troll physiology.
Come on, let's commiserate. It's hard, you know?
You nod. Boy, do you know.
The music business, I mean, especially when you're starting out, you have to be visible, but you also can't look like you're showing off. You have to pretend you don't like the attention or fame, even if you do. But sometimes you have to pretend you do like it, even if you don't. If you're low blood, you have to watch everything you do all the time. If you're high blood, you can do anything, and everybody thinks it's awesome, no matter what. Show business sucks.
You want to mention that she's the one who decided to go into it in the first place, but that would be unkind. Nobody here seems to have a job or go to school either. They all just have intensely obsessive hobbies like painting or music or meat. Instead, you tell her you're sure she'll write more songs.
Sure, and they'll just steal those too.
You tell her you're sure that that's not true.
Shh.
Chixie attempts to put a finger to your lips, but gets it half up your nose instead.
Shh. Complaining time, not helpful advice time.
Oh dang, you can definitely get behind that, because you've got some complaints. You take another swig and it burns all the way down. You tell Chixie all about the crash landing on a strange alien planet, the broken limbs and hard times and bad wardrobe choices. You skirt around all the amazing friends you made, though. You don't want her to experience friend envy. Halfway through your harrowing story, you hear something. Now, come on, you gotta
Oh, you want a
gotta give some real snoring sounds. There we go.
Do you want the oh wait, is it honk shoe or do you want the me? Do you honk shoe or honk me?
Both simultaneously.
Damn.
Chixie is passed out, drooling on your dress. Better than puking. Trolls puke? Oh well, this isn't a vow of undying friendship, but it's not friendly. Victory?
I guess this also counts?
Yep.
Yay, getting drunk with my best friend.
No! Which brings up the question, wait.
Which one matters?
One's canon?
Which one matters?
Which one is supposed to be the canon one? It's throwing more questions into the air, isn't it?
Actually, right now, okay, it does have like, huh. So
Yeah,
at least all of these, line up, and both of them are part of this. So,
yep, both of them are indeed befriendments that you have had.
What?
Part of you has always been taken with the idea of purchasing a one-way train ticket to anywhere and boarding it without looking back. Or, in your current case, stowing away without looking back. Details. The idea had always been, or always seemed so idyllic. No strings, no obligations, just you and your journey, the wind in your hair, and the taste of freedom on your lips. Your little daydream didn't exactly involve careening across a perilous extraterrestrial landscape, but then you've always liked to think of yourself as the kind of person who's open to new experiences. Your little
Hmm?
go back.
What?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I thought
no, 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 no.
I looked away, it looked like it changed. Not to mention new friends. In practice, though, this tastes less like freedom and more like noxious muck, which is what you're currently surrounded by. Ugh. It's not unlike the slime that was in Skillet's Recoup Raccoon, except that slime was weirdly soothing, and this is prickly and burny and uncomfortable. You'd thought you were being smart by sneaking on board, jumping into some sort of cargo carriage. Oh, how wrong you'd been. The trade-off for not being caught, then maimed and or killed for your blood color is apparently this. You almost would have preferred the maiming. God knows you're used to taking a beating by now.
Okay, I have to do my the Vegeta voice, don't I?
You can do whatever voice you want, but I have mentioned he is Vegeta Kaiba Fusion.
Yes, I can understand that.
After what feels like way too long, the vehicle slows down and you take the opportunity to tumble out of your slime jail into onto the dusty ground, picking yourself up and hurrying away from the station before you can get spotted. A little while later, you're standing at the beginning of a massive canyon, and your awful train ride almost feels worth it. The canyon stretches on endlessly, miles of yawning chasms and winding ravines at your feet. It's enough to make your mouth hang open in awe. After spending so much time in various grody parts of the city, the sight of such pristine natural beauty touches your heart. You feel somewhat inspired, like you could belt out an aria or draw a masterpiece if you tried. But before you begin exploring your hidden creative depths, you're distracted by noises coming not too far away. You're not alone. You know what this means. A chance to get yourself some more of that sweet, sweet friendship. After so many successful companionship ventures, you're thirsty for more. You pick up your jaw and go to investigate. The sounds lead you towards a trail along the side of the canyon, which in turn leads you down to a roomy platform not that much lower than where you started. There's a series of sharp outcrops jutting out of the plateau, and perched atop the highest one is a figure dramatically framed against the moonlight. At first, you think he's peering moodily into the distance, then you realize he's looking through some kind of contraption on his face.
Recording coordinates.
You look around. There doesn't seem to be anyone else here, so what you heard was this fellow muttering to himself, you guess?
I see.
He's so wrapped up in whatever it is that he's doing that he hasn't noticed you yet. This guy has got to be hankering after some company. Being all by his lonesome out here in the middle of nowhere, you're sure of it.
All right.
All right. Do you just wave and say hello like a real person? Or do you fucking climb up and surprise him like a gremlin?
Air hug.
Well, Yugi. You're looking extra submissive and breedable today.
Fuck the rules. I have money, Yugi. That means I can do whatever I want with your body.
Oh, Atomic Sunrise. The polls are happening over in
Oh yeah, my channel. Sorry.
Saber VT's channel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we
Hop
do
on
polls
over.
to check.
Yeah.
We're kind of doing crossovers here, but it's the kind of crossover where nobody's in my channel.
Wait, how do I, shout it? Oh, I can do, wait. We can do that. We can give the shout out, and I can put the collab. Dude.
The joke is that anyone could be lurking in my channel, and I wouldn't know it because my
Yeah.
channel will just say that 2 people are watching anyway. Breezy. I knew Lala would do 2 if I said 1, and I wanted 2.
Wow, okay, I guess we are doing 2. We're going to Gremlin.
Alright. Eagerly, you clamber up the side of the rock. Wow, this drop is pretty intense, but it's nothing you can't handle without plenty of determination and frantic scrambling. You finally make it to the top. You're about to haul yourself up so you can stand, fully ready to introduce yourself and let this guy have it with the geniality. Really show him how amicable you can be. Before you can do that, though, he whirls around, trench coat and long hair whipping in a wide arc. All of your clumsy scrambling at the rock face must have clued him in on your presence.
Did you really think you could sneak up on me?
His eyes flash, literally. They flicker from blue to turquoise and back again in quick succession. You don't notice the pure white energy crackling at his fingertips until you're already in the air. When Kupram lifted you, it was like getting yanked up by the scruff of your shirt. This is smoother somehow, like you just stepped onto a strong breeze. Doesn't really change the outcome, though. You eye the ground below you nervously.
Think again!
Wait, you weren't engaging in any sneaking around, honest. Or, well, you were, but you didn't mean anything malicious by it. You were just after some quality hangouts. Unfortunately for you, he doesn't seem very moved by your heartfelt entreaty.
A likely story. You are looking to gank my data to frown up on the game. Don't try to deny. Frowned up?
Yeah,
the
to
game.
Get a frond up on the game.
Don't try to deny it.
You don't know anything about any, but before you can explain further, you're unceremoniously released. You run through quite the spectrum of emotions as you plunge downwards, but the strongest by far is regret. Regret that you'll emerge from this altercation sans the use of your limbs if you're lucky, but also sans a potential new friend.
Bye. Okay.
I gotta see what's causing. So on my side of nice. Okay. On my side of chat, like voice chat.
Yeah.
At the beginnings of things that you'll be saying, you'll cut off.
Huh.
It's like what you're saying. It's like what you're saying isn't.
It's either getting too high off the noise gate or too low. Let me look at my own stuff.
If you've got an upper cap on your
I might have an upper cap. I mean, I definitely have one for this voice activity. I have a lower cap for when it automatically inputs. I'm gonna turn that down lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you do that.
Which probably means you're gonna hear a lot more stuff in general. So yeah.
Well.
I mean, it doesn't matter on stream because on stream I get to see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wave and say hello.
Sporting your most winning smile, you call out a greeting and give a jaunty wave. That gets his attention.
Well. Would you look at what the pure beast dragged in? Are you lost?
That depends on your definition of lost. You prefer to think of whatever you're doing as taking the scenic route, just like indefinitely. Your new acquaintance and hopefully soon-to-be pal snorts, unimpressed.
It would be better if you did that somewhere else. Better for me, I mean, which is the most important issue currently at hand, let's face it. I still have preparations to make, and I'm running out of time. You're kind of cramping my style here.
Preparations?
For the game, obviously. It's starting any minute now.
You have no idea what he's talking about.
Seriously? You don't know about dual strifers? Wow, you're even more of an empty-headed pleb than I thought.
That's not a very fair thing to say. Sure, you might have made a habit of running headfirst into stupidly dangerous situations, but there's no reason for him to assume... Your voice is drowned out by a crackling sound. He's levitating down from his perch towards you. Sparks of energy stirring the sand up into a cloud. After meeting Saravra and Kuprum, you've come to expect psionic powers from trolls with yellow blood by now, but it still kind of takes you aback. You stumble backwards, falling on your ass. The troll is unbothered by your spill, continuing to address you while you're sprawled on the ground.
I'll explain. Dual strifers pit Alternia's best and brightest against each other in a timed event designed to reveal the most skilled among the group. Which would be me, of course. That goes without saying.
He tells you a bunch of other stuff about game mechanics that, to be honest, goes straight over your head. He's apparently not in enough of a rush that he can't stop what he's doing to outline his plans to you, some random passerby, in a fairly detailed manner at that. He seems pleased to have an audience, actually. Wow, this friendship is barely even off the ground and you're already doing great. You get back on your feet and nod along sagely, pretending to understand all this rambling about strategy and whatnot. And then you notice a blinking light. It's coming from the screen over his eye.
Huh? Interesting. My scouter can't retrieve any data on your species at all.
He leans forward and looks at you. Really looks at you. Up until this point, he'd been paying more attention to his own voice and whatever readings he's been getting on his device. But now he's fully focused on you. It's starting to fluster you a little, actually, that is until his mouth twists into a smirk. You get a glimpse of a single jagged tooth.
You know, it's technically possible to join in teams of 2. But now you're here.
Is he saying what you think he might be saying? Excitedly, you clarify whether he's asking you to join the game as his partner.
Sure, I love teaming up with clueless nerds like you. No, you'd be a nice element of surprise, though. I could use you as collateral resource, fodder, a lackey. What do you say?
That doesn't sound nearly as flattering, but it's an opportunity to help, and you've founded so many great friendships on doing whatever favors random strangers have wanted you to do for them already. Why stop now?
Okay, hey, do we join? Are we a patsy?
Are we a patsy?
Yeah, are we a patsy?
What a great title for that poll.
It's only bad. Also, hello, Jadowski.
Only the best patsy, I promise.
Why am I in the box? Hell, I can't see the poll if I'm in the box. Why does my boot? Okay. Hello, Avalon.
It's okay. I was gonna say the box would expire before you needed it to. It's
yeah. Okay. True. I like watching the poll happen in real time. It gets me excited watching numbers go up or down. Well, actually, just up. Okay, hey, we're just going to
number goes up.
Screw this.
Screw this. You know what? You're better than this. Who does this guy think he is? Trying to turn you into his minion?
No, sorry. Everyone keeps expecting you to be useless, and you're tired of it. You've accomplished great things, you say, stamping your feet, kicking up a real hullabaloo. You're a big deal on your home planet. People practically quiver in their boots when you walk past. And even if you weren't a big deal, even if you were the smallest fry around, you're pretty sure you could take whatever he could dish out. He's just a reedy nerd asshole who looks like he fell out of the IT department straight into a discount bin of bad Matrix cosplay cast-offs. You have no idea what you're doing. Absolutely nothing that you've said about yourself is true. You're spewing hot air and pure vitriol, running on the modicum of confidence you've built up, bluffing your way through the variety of mishaps you've encountered before now. You throw up your hands when you're done, both out of exasperation and as a kind of ending flourish for your little speech. There's a deafening rumble behind you. When you turn around, it's just in time to see one of the outcrops shudder dramatically into a pile of detritus. Your eyes go wide. Either the rock was already weakened and chose this moment to break, resulting in the best coincidence ever, or you have secret telekinetic powers of your own that you've never known about until now. Whichever it is, it grants your venting session a healthy dose of gravitas. As Daja looks at you with a complicated expression on his face, like he's mad at you, but also like you've just paid him a really nice compliment.
What a brazen proposition!
What? Proposition? If you're propositioning anything, it's for him to consider you an equal rather than some kind of sidekick, that's all.
Let me tell you something, alien. I've heard things through the spherical fruit string about someone else in my line of work who caused quite a stir recently. Alerts have been blowing up, saying a gold-blooded girl assassinated a sea dweller. I had reason to suspect she'd show herself here today. I was looking forward to seeing if she was as good as the rumors say she is. A gold-blood girl. That's what the alerts say. But as one of the best mercenaries in the business, I know better. They must have been wearing a disguise.
He points a finger at you.
You, despite not being of Alternian origin, have a record. You show up here to a dueling session in a rumpus robe and nub stilts.
He indicates your flowing gown and heels.
Which could easily be another disguise to throw the drones off your scent. And as you so gracefully demonstrated, you're powerful. You're easily the most suspicious person I've ever come across here yet. Who's to say you're not the mysterious killer?
You realize that he's been floating gradually higher and higher in the air, as if he's talking to you, until he's hovering over you almost predatorily. Shit. What have you done?
If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get!
His eyes light up and a bright blue beam explodes the rock next to you. You turn tail and run, but he follows, trailing along behind you like some kind of angry helium balloon. He doesn't stop shooting at you, and you can feel the lasers rush past you, rustling your hair and clothes as they cut through the air. Gosh, he's powerful. It takes your breath away. You'd be in awe if you weren't busy running for your life. You almost wish you had some sort of device that would measure just how powerful he is. Except, no, not really. On second thought, knowing his exact power level would immediately be so frustrating that you'd immediately break whatever device that would call for, with your bare hands. As strong as he is, though, you can't help but notice that none of his shots are at all close to hitting you. It's more like he's trying to intimidate you, provoke you into fighting back. You have to get away from him as quickly as possible before any of his blasts actually connect. Before you know it, your scurrying feet have taken you back to where you started, the train station.
Would you quit running around like a cluck beast with a severed think pan? What do you say?
Sorry, I accidentally almost cut in.
Is he a manlet? He might be a manlet. You came onto me, and now you won't follow through? Get back here and fight!
You seem to have managed to both pick a fight and hit on him simultaneously. Maybe he thinks you want that hate man spades thing with him? God. You just wanted to be friends, and then you might have lost your temper a little. This is all just a big misunderstanding. He isn't listening to you. Another blast zips past you, dangerously close to your ear this time. You scan the area frantically for cover. There, a structure near the tracks that looks like it might have some kind of mechanized ticket booth. You dive behind it.
I'm growing impatient, alien! Cease this game of hunt and sequester and face me!
A beam hits your makeshift shield, blowing a hole straight through it. You stumble backwards, close to the tracks. Oh no. Oh no. Oh fuck. This is it. You're going to be murdered in cold blood by a guy who can shoot pure energy out of his eyes, and there's nothing you can do about it. You squeeze your eyes shut, bracing for impact. All of a sudden, there's a distant rushing sound. With all the running and laser dodging, you'd forgotten that this station was even for in the first place. The train is arriving. Maybe someone on it will be willing to help you? Not like Alternians seem to have a good track record of helping folk in need out of the goodness of their hearts, but damn, it's the only chance you've got. Asdaja is distracted by the train's arrival for only a moment before turning towards you again. But then a figure climbs out of the train, or out of one of the train passages, or carriages. Fuck. A figure that's large and hulking and one that you recognize.
Anastasia! What the hell are you doing? Why are you attacking my friend? Friend? Wait, this is gonna be hard. You know this glows for sponge? Why didn't you tell me? They're the assassin I've been looking for. What? You idiot! They're no assassin! When I met them, they freak out over a little blood. They've never even killed before. What? What about their powers?
Connell squints at you, like she's thinking very hard about your more exceptional quality, or what your more exceptional qualities might be.
Well, they're pretty good at falling on their ass and freaking out in the middle of a crisis and being squishable.
As Daj's expression goes cold, his eyes stop flashing, but he looks like he could kill you with his glare alone.
I see. So that's why you were running away. You were lying. What an immature ruse.
You can't help but feel a little bad for pulling the wool over his eyes, even though you were fearing for your life until just a few seconds ago. Asdaya seems to trust Connell's word implicitly. Now that you've been exposed as nothing but a regular Joe, he seems to have lost all interest in you.
Connell, I was beginning to think that you skipped out on this event. Of course not. I missed the Scuttle Caravan. And the desert has shitty reception, so I couldn't call. You know that.
Scuttle Caravan.
Omniscope. That's right.
That's what
Well,
a train
I'm
is.
glad that you made it. I've let myself get distracted by this peon for long enough. Let's go strife some losers, own their nooks in battle, and profit! Fuck yeah! I'd love to stay and chat, kid, but there's a bunch of culls in that cannon, with my name all over them. Later!
You watch wistfully as they set off back towards the canyon. If only you hadn't lost your temper and lied out your ass like an idiot, you might have been walking along with them. Instead, you're here alone on the ground, new friendship having slipped through your fingers like all this desert sand.
God. Of course, it's both Vegeta and Nappa. Hello, Sean! Also, here's my question. At no point has Adaja introduced himself as Adaja, and they just started using his name. He never introduced himself, and even Connell hasn't specifically described as Daja. They just started using his proper name for no reason. Yeah, made it just so he left alone. No, it's fine. We got other endings. At least one other one.
We're about to get the happy route with not Vegeta.
Dude. And then bloop. Wave and say hello.
Wave and say hello. You'll be the best lackey ever. The title might not be much, but that doesn't mean you can't excel at it. You tell him you accept his offer.
Excellent! Oh wait, I almost forgot how to do it. By the way, I'm Adaja Nelax. Nelax? Yeah, that sounds right.
I think Nelax is about...
But you must have known that already.
You're not sure why you would. Maybe he's some kind of big shot? Come to think of it, the name does ring a bell. You've heard it before, when you were in the middle of infiltrating a bandit hideout with a mercenary. Connell.
You've met my mate, Spread. You must have gotten on a good side, or you wouldn't be standing here talking to me. Because you'd be minced into the ground, finer than grub paste.
For some reason, the only tone I could possibly hear that in is, or else you wouldn't be here talking to me.
That's Pegasus, though.
No, that's the adoring fan from Oblivion.
Oh. I've
Or else
never
you wouldn't
played
be here
Oblivion.
talking to me.
I have never played Oblivion. I've played plenty of Skyrim multiple times. Never beating it, but started it.
He's grinning like he's really proud and fond about Connell being the sort of girl who'd make mincemeat out of someone as soon as speak to them. If he wasn't talking about her literally murdering you, you might find this reaction endearing. Hang on. If he already has a partner, why isn't she here? Asdalia's expression sours abruptly.
My partner isn't here because he didn't make our agreed upon rendezvous time.
He says the word partner in an overdone, exasperated huff, as if he thinks she might be listening from behind a boulder somewhere and he can somehow shame her into appearing. You remember that what Polypa said about mercenary duos often being quadrant in pairs, i.e. romantically involved? Does his girlfriend stand him up? Yikes. Or did, sorry. Maybe it's better that you haven't been prompted to partner status if it meant getting involved in another couple's spat. You've had quite enough of that already. You hope they aren't fighting. Asdalia glares at you.
The exact nature of our quadrants is none of your business, frankly. Now, come on. We're wasting time.
He steps off the edge of the plateau, descending into a crackle of energy, or in a crackle of energy, and floating you into the canyon along with him. It's a terrifying ride, but the view it affords is pretty amazing. Soon, you reach the bottom.
We should keep going. There's someone else in this valley. We'll get the drop on them if we move fast.
Hold on a second.
Bum, bum. I am definitely going to have to take a break after this one.
Alright. He grins confidently, his coat flapping behind him. There isn't any wind down here, though. Is he flapping his own coat with his psionics for dramatic effect?
First blood to Neelix.
You blink, tentatively. You repeat, blood?
Yes, blood.
He says it the same way he enunciated the name of his competition, this competition earlier, like it should have been painfully obvious.
Like I told you, our aim is to take out our opposition. Swiftly and painfully. To win, we have to be the last team standing in this entire canyon. Weren't you listening when I explained earlier?
God damn it. You've been proceeding under the assumption that this was some kind of elaborate competitive LARP. Like, solve some puzzles, get out of the giant canyon before the other guy type of deal. Perhaps arm wrestle your competitors into submission if you run into them, but no. This game involves actual violence. You probably shouldn't be surprised. You've been on Alternia long enough to discern that boy trolls sure do love killing. You've made friends with plenty of trolls who have less bloodthirsty hobbies, though. You ask him whether he's ever considered getting into excessive bodily force poetry, or streaming sick beats.
Please, you're kidding, right? Now is no time for joking around. Don't tell me you're already getting frosty strut pods. I can't work with someone with such a flimsy sense of conviction.
You reassure him that no, of course not. Your strut pods are as toasty as all heck, but he's no longer paying attention to you. His scouter glints.
There!
He flashes past before you can blink, riding the waves of his psionics to a collection of rocks sitting behind you.
Target acquired. Nice try. Think you can outsmart me by laying in wait and launching an ambush. Cowardly move. And sloppy. Very sloppy. I'm sorry. I'm referencing Final Fantasy 14. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I had to reference Final Fantasy 14 because of sloppy. See, there's a boss at the very end of the Heavensward expansion, right before Stormblood, and he has voice lines, and one of his moves, he just goes, sloppy, over and over. You know Maverick, but she doesn't. I'm sorry.
Happens.
Yeah, Lulu doesn't, so I have to explain to her, okay? Now prepare to get owned! Resistance is futile! Oh, fuck!
Abruptly, as Daya freezes, you hesitate, unsure to what sort of threat you're dealing with here. But then a troll girl with a cerulean blue symbol on her shirt pops up from behind the rocks. She giggles menacingly, making Asdaya turn towards you. His expression is blank. His nifty brain powers are now under your competitor's control. To echo Asdaya's calm sentiment, oh, fuck. You need to do something fast. You have the harebrained thought that maybe you can grab Asdaya and physically wrest him from her control. You launch yourself towards them in a mad dash, attempting to call out a chilling battle cry, but it comes out as more of a pathetically broken yell. The girl laughs again, as Daya's eyes flash bright, brighter than you'd seen so far, almost blinding. Oh hell, those are straight up eye lasers, aren't they? And they're really powerful, holy shit. You've met some strong trolls, but this kind of power is something else. If Asdaya were a character in a video game and you were to assign him a quantifiable number to measure his power, some kind of level perhaps, that number would be... well, it would be very high, is all you're saying. Asdaya's lasers shoot at a point above you, scoring a deep gash in the rock and sending rubble toppling downwards. You reach out, grabbing Asdaya's coat. You have to get out of here. The girl doesn't stop you, merely leaping out of the way and the certain doom that's hurtling rapidly towards you. You think you see something out of the corner of your eye, some last-ditch hope at not getting squashed as flat as a grub cake. You race towards it. Your first thought when you next open your eyes is that death has finally come to tenderly cradle you in its sweet, loving embrace. But you quickly realize that you're in a cave, not the afterlife, and that the reason you can even see anything right now is because the area around you is brightened by a light coming from Asdaya's scouter. What the fuck is wrong with me today? Damn.
You tired?
It might be CBD. Through sheer dumb luck, you have run towards the single safe spot in the entire ravine. This hole in the ground. It's as if this hole was sitting here, carved out of the rock, waiting to be your escape route. You might even say this hole was made for you.
Fuck!
You wince, covering... Just so you know, that fuck didn't come through at all.
What? Huh, wait, that should have actually... I'll do it again. Fuck! Did that one come through?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one did. You wince, covering your ears. Could he keep it down, maybe? Your nerves are a little shot from almost dying for the umpteenth time this week.
No! I will not keep it down! Curses! I can't believe this! Who does that blue blood think she is? Does she realize who she just messed with?
Guys, yes, I'm aware that you could hear it on your side.
Yeah, it's not an issue with my settings on OBS. It's probably an issue with the Discord, which also probably means that if you were to listen to Lulu's stream, you might have heard it cut out.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have. No, you guys say that, Jadowski. You'll make her cry.
Well, I'm certainly not getting Jadowski a gift for the holidays.
Damn.
Wow, he looks really mad. Instinctively, you reach out to execute that slow face pat that trolls seem to find so soothing, but he slaps your hand away.
What do you think you're doing? I already told you I have a moral.
You stammer out an apology. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Plus, you thought Connell was his mate sprit? He seems to realize what he just said. A hint of yellow touches his cheeks, just barely visible in the light.
That's what I said! I already have a mate sprit.
You're pretty sure you heard him right the first time. And you're also pretty sure those are two different sorts of relationship. But you let the subject drop. No need to rile up your new friend more than he already is. Your shooshpap might have been rejected, but the attempt seems to snap him out of whatever pissed off funk he's gotten himself into.
Let's get out of here.
He follows the path of the... He follows the path of the cave. Can't he just blast you both out?
Don't be stupid. If I did that, it will cause a cave-in. Are you that eager to get crushed?
Good point.
You're acting just like Connell. So ready to rush in without a game plan.
If he means this is an insult, its effect is kind of lost. He sounds more wistful than irritated. You walk in silence for a while as you make your way further into the cave. You realize the walls aren't blank like you previously thought, but covered in complicated carvings. Cave troll art, you wonder?
I know what you're thinking. That life as a prince among trolls must be an invaluable one.
And enviable.
Enviable.
You snap to attention. Yes, of course. You were definitely thinking about him and his life story just then.
I don't expect someone like you to understand. You're obviously a completely average person who will live out their life in perfect mediocrity. But not me. You don't know what it's like to be born so gifted.
Completely average. That's you, all right. You try your best to be sympathetic. Having rad powers must make things really hard.
What? No way! It's fucking awesome! But as you clearly see, it can attract unwanted attention from pathetic individuals who aren't nearly as talented themselves, who are desperate to have some unbeatable psionics in their corner. To be honest, the Empire is no different, and it's not like the rebels are much better. Kano and I don't really care one way or the other. We're just here to off chumps and get money. We look out for ourselves first and foremost. But eventually we'll set off this planet to do the bidding of the Empress, just like everyone else.
Okay, you can see why having no say in the matter kind of sucks. But isn't there opportunity to do cool shit in space too? As Daya's face draws up an awry expression.
Yeah, with someone else calling the shots.
You keep walking. After what feels like hours, his scouter flashes again.
We're here.
He lets the wall have it with his eye lasers. With a resounding roar, it crumbles away. Aside from the spot he destroyed, the rest of the cave is intact. Moonlight spills into the space through the impromptu exit. By the way, you don't have to, exert yourself doing an impression or anything that hurts your voice.
But it's fun that way.
I would say just do your best to keep it comfy.
We were stuck down there for so long, this game has ended. Meaning?
Your heart sinks. This was a disaster. He's definitely not going to want to be your friend after losing this competition he's so invested in.
We're the last team standing, which makes us the winners. I knew it! That blue blood loser might have a stroke of good luck, but she was no match for someone of my station. My victory was a foregone conclusion from the start. Bringing you along was an excellent idea. Your recklessness really came in handy back there.
He's thanking you, you realize. Or something close to it. Modestly, you assure him that it was no problem.
A prince knows when to give credit where credit is due. Celebration is in order, I think. Once we collect our prize.
There's a prize?
Fuck yes! Dual Strikers offers an impressive cash reward to whoever wins. You'll get a cut as well, of course.
Whoa. Money? This'll be the first time you've laid your hands on the stuff since you crash landed. Maybe you'll be able to finally purchase a warm meal? Or clothing that isn't from somebody else's closet. More important than money, though, is that you've proven you aren't a complete fuck-up. You've earned Azdaya's trust, and also his friendship.
Victory, money.
Hooray!
No! Screw the rules. I have money now.
Like he's successful with the combat stuff, but
Yeah. Okay, I gotta BRB for like a second. I have to piss.
oh damn,
Yes, I need to pee.
oh
Play
golly.
that fucking track. Play that fucking track. Oh, there it is.
We'll open it up on a computer, log in and do this. Our fucking teacher said, Postman gone.
Last name Flintstone, first name Joe. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis.
I don't need no speed, no, I don't need no heroin. I don't want no drug. You can keep your gas. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Dirty, stinking bass. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Dirty, dirty, stinking big, dirty, stinking bass. Dirty, stinking bass. Big, dirty, stinking bass. Yeah, everything record round.
It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, because my dreams are bursting at the seams. When I fall asleep.
Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
You.
Oh, I see.
Whoops.
Interdasting.
I
yes,
should have
okay.
mentioned that when I went to BRB because I mute everything. I unmuted myself, Ticonderoga. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ah.
Well, I'm just explaining to Red Mage Lala. So Lala. That's what Cerulean
Nana.
Bloods can do. Cerulean Bloods are the kind that can mind control other people. That's basically different casts in the Hemocast system have different psionic powers. In rare cases, Rusties are capable of telekinesis. Bronzes are sometimes capable of telepathy with animals, which I think has its own word, but I don't remember. Gold Bloods have psychokinesis and basically, psionics of a broader scope, but it generally deals with energy-based attacks, so like pyrokinesis or plasmakinesis, that kind of stuff. And then Cobalts or Ceruleans, they have mind control. Jades, Olives, and Teals don't really have anything that anyone knows of. Indigo technically have a psionic power, but it's not what you'd expect. The indigo blood psionic power is literally that they are physically strong.
Anyways, hello, Nanodon. Welcome. I see that you nutted because I have the titties out. Welcome to Hiveswap Friendsim. This is Mama Lulu. She's helping.
Purples have voodoo, but they're not allowed to use it by Imperial dictate.
Because that starts the whole weird bullshit, right? The juggalo
no,
shit.
It's just that the purple blood chuckle voodoos, they're not allowed, probably because using them might interfere with the Grand High Bloods chuckle voodoos, which are a galactic-wide voodoo, essentially, that gives all Alternians, all trolls, nightmares, which is why they have nightmares of extreme violence, which is why they have to sleep in the sober slime. It's a way of controlling them.
Dude. Color is just blood. Crazy ass what makes it color. Yeah, the other one.
What do you mean? What makes your color freezy? You're born with it. All right. So Amicia Erdane? Question mark.
You gown flutters around you as you hop off the train. You feel like a very grimy Disney princess with no shoes, just a deranged Cinderella who left both glass slippers on the castle steps. Before you can decide in which direction to continue your merry jaunt, it's decided for you. As in, a small bluish missile slams into your midsection and sends you tumbling down the hill behind the train tracks, rolling over and over, and god damn do you hope you don't kill anyone with your ass, especially not yourself. You'll land with a hard thwack on your back.
It is you.
The concussion you've just sustained must be giving you a serious friend hallucination. I took a drink and it's fucked up every single one of my words. The concussion you've just sustained must be giving you serious friend hallucinations.
Sorry I hugged you so hard I pushed you down a hill. I forgot how weak and flimsy you are.
You take Amicia's offered hand, albeit nervously. You kind of skipped out on her back there, waiting until she was in the ablution trap and then escaping from a murder studio. What? You've been so naive back then. You didn't know about the Recupicoons or grub cakes or hate dating, and oh god, that is a giant murder clown, isn't it? Wow. She's even bigger than the adult you saw at the bandit lair. God. Why whenever you think you've met the biggest, meanest bastard this place has to offer, it offers up another bigger, meaner one? Without thinking, you put yourself between Amicia and the purple blood. Pretty dumb considering Amicia can pick you up with one hand, but you just rolled down a hill and you aren't at peak performance.
But it's about time. This is the one I was telling you about. The one with the precious, precious blood.
The purple blood's slow, lazy smile somehow makes her face paint even more terrifying. She moseys closer, towering over you.
True pleasure, small thing. Any friend of Little Blue is a friend of mine. Especially one who'd look so pretty on the newest page of my scrapbook.
Your stomach is dissolving into acid fear. Amicia stamps her foot.
Don't make murder jokes. My friend is very delicate.
You nod furiously. You are so delicate. Just a whiff of murder gives you the vapors.
Peace and gospel, Little Blue. I was only playing. Messiahs know I'm owed a bit of fun. And ain't it a fair bit hypocritical? Lecturing me? Considering what you were getting up to the first time you and I got to jawing. Ripping off heads and all.
Amicia goes blue. Chada winks and you experience another spasm of fear. You clench your fist so she can't see your hands are shaking. To distract yourself, you asked her if she and Amicia are Moirails. You figured that's always the safest one to start with. Safer than... So, do you guys hate fuck a lot? Chahut starts grinning again and Amicia blushes even harder.
Oh, silly? Of course not! I'm way too young for quadrants. No, a couple of motherfuckers started younger than you, little blue.
Oh no.
Still, there's no point! I mean, you're leaving in a couple of paradries.
Amicia stares at the ground sadly for a few seconds before she gets herself back together.
That's why tonight is gonna be the best. Our final hunt. And I'm so glad you're here too.
She beams up at you. You try to smile back, maybe achieving half a grimace. When Chahut leans over Amicia, it's with a certain menacing fondness.
Sounds like a party, my most vicious sister. Only, we got us a smidge of a scheduling conflict. Huh? The massacres tonight, little blue. Last massacre I'll see planetside. Gotta present my glutes and testify before my most mirthful messiahs for the last time.
You sure didn't get any of that. Every time you think your days of unbound ignorance are behind you, you turn over a stone to find more little squirming bits of cultural miasma to suck in. Amicia rolls her eyes.
More church? That's seriously all you ever do? Sister, we talked about this. To praise the merciful ones is a privilege and a revelation. My pusher beats for them. It smashes its way through the desolate cage of my thoracic struts. Yeah, I know. You love Clown Church. You love it so much you should just put it in a quadrant.
Jesus, Amicia. Maybe don't shout at the scary giant clown lady. Chahut puts a giant hand on Amicia's head, ruffling her hair like she's an angry puppy.
Simmer it down, girl. Good news is, we got us a tiebreaker.
She means you, doesn't she? More decisions.
Usually we strive for it. But today, it's all up to you, stranger.
Alright, are we gonna praise the Lord or not?
The Lord's
Lords. Violent. Okay, it's Violent J and who? The ICP. Fuck it, I'll just put praise the ICP. Do. Clown churches for fight. Oh, trust me, anything revolving Homestuck clowns, I would not even dare do with, because you know the whole thing about don't stick your dick in crazy? They're like 5 steps above that. And don't stick your dick in them.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can agree. I think some of the clowns pretty choice.
My experience with the clown stuff has only been that first half of Homestuck, where I got it until that guy, went on his rampage. And then I went, nope. I never commented on the exclusive 3D printed firearm. Oh yeah, I should bring that up. Well, no, I can't bring that up because wait, let me double check that funny image Torvar sent me. Let me make sure I can actually use it to show it on stream, because I mean there's funny little phrases like Google jury notification. Let's see. There's no booba there. Seductive honking. Okay, there doesn't seem to be any booba. So I can definitely link this thing. Even though we're kind of ready. But everything is going to shit itself. Because of course it is. Thank God OBS didn't wait. Oh, I have you're about to not see anybody for a second. Okay. Everything's reloading. There.
How about this fucking music though, chats?
Look, all clowns are beautiful. Hong Kong. Google jury notification. Visit the catalog. Hong Kong. God gives his funniest legal battles to his silliest clowns. That clussy do be honking though. Do it for the clussy. Insert jokes here. I'd understand that if you read the Homestucks right. You mostly will. They do a decent job within Homestuck of explaining the lore of Homestuck. Anyways, wait, what did we choose again?
They also did a decent job, I think, of kind of vaguely brushing through it throughout Hiveswap Friendsim.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave us a pretty good rundown during Branya's.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it is. It is. Let's go to church. Take me to clown church. You don't know much about religion, but you have been recently become pretty good at reading people. You have the slightest little suspicion that insulting this woman's religion might be unhealthy. Besides, it would be rude. This time when Shahut turns her painted face to you and gives you another one of those lazy smiles, you're filled with a sudden flush of excitement. God, what if you could become friends with her? You never had a friend this cool or this scary. Amicia rolls her eyes.
Fine. Have fun, I guess. Doing totally boring stuff.
You wonder if it's really okay for you to come with Chada. Isn't she worried about showing up with an alien?
In the past, I might have got to worrying over it. But now, fuck it. What are they about to do? Call me? Ha ha ha. Might thank him for that. Do his sister solid, saving me from having to set foot in the filthy reaches of space. Where I hear they don't follow the good word as close as they should. None of the motherfuckers there have the globes to step up to me. So you should be safe. With me on your side, not even one of those slippery fishes would do shit.
Sorry, not even one of those slippery fishes. Sorry, that inflection.
Slippery fishes? Does she mean sea dwellers? You never actually seen one, which makes sense since they dwell in the sea. But most people seem to be scared of them. You wonder how much higher in the caste they are from the clowns. You wonder what they look like. There are still so many things you don't know. You've never been in a church before, but you've seen them in movies and goth music videos, so you know what to expect. Clown church is not that. There are no pews or statues or sad dude hanging from two perpendicular sticks, but there is an altar and a lot of purple candles and rows of flimsy metal fold-out chairs. The same sugary smell that hangs around around Chahut fills the place. Someone took stained glass a little too seriously when they decorated, because every inch of the window is covered in multicolored. God, why even front anymore? Every inch is covered in blood. Splatters of it paint the floor and stone walls. It reminds you of the break room after Connell got done murdering all those kids. Except this seems deliberate? Like, they decided they wanted a little bit of yellow in the corners, so they walked some poor Goldblood over there and gutted them.
Welcome to your salvation, little one.
You almost run out, but no, you can't. You need to make friends with Chatot. You hang on to that as you follow her to the front of the congregation. As you pass various other clowns and send out honks of greetings, accompanied by an occasional whoop whoop, Chatot responds to a couple with a casual, "Hey, motherfuckers." But she ignores, but most she ignores. Maybe she's too cool for them? You try not to make eye contact with anyone as you go by, or if you happen to look at anyone, you try to throw out the most intense "I'm with her" vibes that you can. A couple of trolls look out of place as you do. Okay, not as out of place since they're actually from this planet, but there's some non-purple guys here who look distinctly uncomfortable. A few of them appear to be chained to their chairs. Cool. A purple blood is standing in a platform at the front of the congregation and preaching, rapping, whatever it is, it sucks. There's a lot of uninventive swearing and weirdly syncopated honks. Everyone here is extremely into it. There's a lot of answerings with whoops and fuck yes. All Chatot has to do is stand there and smirk at him, and he trails off into the nasally honk before scrambling off the church stage. You really wish you knew how to command that kind of respect. Then everyone would want to be your friend.
Thanks, brothers and sisters. Today is a singular sort of day. For today I looked up toward the mountain and saw the fire in the sky. That fire is our messiahs, and our messiahs are the fire, feeding on a hungry foe from the belly of hell, that sweet salvation of split bone and sulfur-colored eyes. Was it the heat of eternal damnation or the sweet flame of revelation? All is red ruin. Woe is us, darlings. Woe.
It goes on like that for a while. You zone out a little bit. Someone throws a handful of powder into the candle flames, and more of that sugary, sharp scent puffs out of the colorful smoke billows up. As colorful smoke billows up, the purple's bloods all start taking deep whiffs of this stuff. It kind of looks like the powder in pixie sticks.
Newest member of our congregation.
Pixie sticks. Maybe that's why it smells like sugar in here.
Invite them to stand up and give glorious thanks.
The whole congregation has gone silent. You realize that Chahut is looking at you, and the other clown priest is looking at you. Actually, every single goddamn troll in here is looking at you, except for one small dude who appears to be trying to chew off his own hand to free himself from the shackle.
Your turn to testify. Don't fuck this up, little one.
All right, here we go. Are we going to preach the good word?
We're gonna wimp out, or we gonna preach? We're gonna preach. We're gonna make some shit up.
Their culture is interesting. They worship ICP.
Technically untrue, but also
It's close to ICP as possible.
It's I mean, they don't. No, actually, ICP is heretical.
Ah.
So, I mean, yeah, we'll get to that someday, but ICP gets brought up to a clown at some point, and they fucking flip their wig.
But it has, it has all the trappings. They drank Fago. They're in white and black makeup.
Yeah, but realize that it breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah, it does. Granted, yeah, it does, because it's like, how would trolls know if ICP when spoilers?
All right, I guess we're preaching.
Also, hello, Gira, because I now see you now. Oh shit. They want you to talk about what? All that stuff Chahut and the old trolls were saying, it just sounded like a bunch of bullshit. So that's what you give them. Just bullshit. Reams and reams of fresh, non-GMO, cave-aged bullshit. Honestly, you're not totally sure what you say. Maybe some of the stuff about parting the sea, loaves and fishes, a dome and a rock. You throw a couple of whoops in there for effect, hoping nobody accuses you of cultural appropriation. Luckily, the crowd is feeling it. They all honk and echo what you say, even the cultural allusions they can't possibly understand. They take turns swigging Fago from the communal chalice, passing it around. You can't help glancing over at Chadot every so often. Sure, all these weirdos are catching what you're throwing, but she's the one whose opinion actually cares about. She's your current friendship target. She's nodding in approval, occasionally crossing her hands over her chest in what looks like a kind of gang symbol, but might be it's just a religious gesture. You finished with something about foxes and the jaws of the universe, the convergence of fate and the cyclical nature of reality. Time is a flat circle. You think whatever you're actually filled with, you think you're actually filled with the spirit? Whatever the fuck that means. It could just be that weird smoke.
I didn't make a mistake when I put my faith in you, little one.
She pushes several dudes out of the way to lean over you, and you don't feel fear now as so much as intense pride. Damn, but it feels good to have 50 clowns honking at you for pulling something straight out of your ass. Little one is kind of creepy, and you wish she'd stop saying it. But you guess it's accurate. You are little compared to her, and there's only one of you.
Come here, darling.
Oh, that's an upgrade. Darling, that's friendly.
Get up here.
Up? How? Two young pupperbloods grab you by the legs. Oh. The church sways around you as you find yourself at clown height, face to face with Chadot. Up close, you can see the cracks in her makeup, and it might be the light in here, but her yellow eyes look tinted purple. She pulls you close, one giant claw tipping your chin up. She's so close, she leans in, and your whole body flashes hot. Oh god, this... You brace for those big clown lips. Instead, Chadot clamps your hand over your mouth. You jerk as your air supply is promptly cut off. The clowns holding you up stagger until you remember that you can breathe through your nose. You see something out of your peripheral vision, and you see something sticky and cold sprayed upon your cheek. The acrid stench makes you choke. Acrid. Oomph! You struggle, but the clowns don't let go of you. Try to spray something on the other side of your face. You feel it sinking tacky and stinging to your skin of your cheeks. She releases you for a moment and switches the can of spray paint to her other hand. What the hell? Is that even supposed to be used on skin?
Probably not. Hold still, darling.
She takes another can from a nearby troll and paints lines across your forehead, her own brow furrowing in concentration. You know what she's doing. She's baptizing you, covering you in the paint of a people. You are being initiated. You can hardly believe it. Tears threaten at the corners of your eyes as you realize you're actually becoming part of a group. Someone on this terrible planet is actually letting you into their inner circle. Even if the circle of shitty clowns who go around murdering people and drinking the worst soda in the galaxy.
Don't get too overcome now, small thing. I don't rightly even know what you are or where something like you came from. But I can feel the spirit flowing through those those alien veins of yours. It's fucking godly, my little one.
Amazing! This is so good. Anyone who initiates you into that weird cult definitely wants to get all up in your friendship grill. Jahud paints another line, this time over your nose. The paint is starting to sting. The paint on your forehead especially. Oh wait, that's not paint. That's... Jahud drops the spray can. She's looking at her fingers. Oh no. You've seen that expression before. On someone bluer and much shorter. Deep crimson drips off her claw. After weeks of rainbow blood, your own blood color looks strange to you. Now that you think about it, it's been a while since you've seen your own blood. Wild. You must be getting better survival instincts.
Precious blood. Precious indeed, sister.
The two other purple bloods put you down with the subservient honks. All the other clowns here treat Chahut with reverence bordering on awe. Is this because she's the oldest? Or the largest? Or maybe just the most badass? Your feet barely hit the floor before Chahut takes you by the hand. You smile up at her, happy to go anywhere she leads. Friendship feels so good, especially when especially with people who are bigger and stronger and cooler than you are, which is basically everyone on this planet. But Chahut is especially strong and cool. You're so busy feel great about your new elite status that at first you don't realize what's happening. Where Chahut is leading you is to a corner of the church that's a little bit more bare than the other spots. As in, there isn't much blood. As in, it's the perfect canvas for some fresh blood. Some precious, precious mutant blood. You don't know why Chahut didn't go for you right when you met. Maybe the time wasn't right? Maybe the sight of your red stuff had triggered something in a murder troll hindbrain? Regardless, you get the feeling that you're about to be reunited with the color of your blood quite suddenly and thoroughly. Oh, wait, you thought you were getting initiated.
Yeah. You're an initiate, my dazzling crimson darling. An initiate to the rarest and most laudable power. A blood initiate. A sacrificial bar beast. You ain't gonna get a better offer than that.
Well, when she puts it like that... No, you still rather not die.
Oh, I never really noticed before, but I like the callback of the red on the cheeks.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. You didn't even get far enough to understand, but oh boy. I mean, the best you're gonna get is, the Saw doll from Saw.
Well, that or the Undertale boss, not the Undertale Deltarune boss. I could think of that.
Nope.
No.
It's a reference to something from Homestuck.
Ah.
So
Then yeah, it's pretty late in that. I guess the first bad ending. Well, yeah, the first bad ending first because.
yeah, first bad ending. Just church sucks.
Church sucks. Religion stuff is kind of over your head. Besides, you really should stick with a friend who has vested interest in keeping you alive, rather than a menacing, non-committal clown lady. All your recent experiences with Purple Bloods have been, well, bad.
You are so right. See, Chahut, my friend is no dummy.
Chahut's eyes gleam, and for one eerie moment, you think she's just going to reach down and crush Amicia's skull, or yank out her windpipe, or some other mega violence. But instead, she just shrugs her giant shoulders.
Well, that's what happens when you allow for the democratic process. Lead the way.
Crap, that's right. If you aren't going to church, you're going on a final hunt? And knowing Amicia, you aren't going to be duck hunting. Also, you don't think that the splatters on Chahut's paints are paint. Well,
Pants.
they are... Oh, pants are paint. Well, they are paint, but Amicia style paint.
Yeti, come on, quick! I got something to show you.
She takes off up the steep hill back towards the train tracks. Oh man, you are seriously not dressed for all of this clambering. Chahut appears to notice this too, because a few steps later your feet leave the ground, and you find yourself cradled to the considerable bosom of a large clown. Up close, he smells like sugar and blood.
No struggling now, sweet thing. Better pray that I don't drop you. Oh, I forgot. You don't pray. Because church sucks.
You don't like that. Well, you like not having to walk, and that's pretty cool that she can lift you like you're a tiny baby. but also, you're probably going to die. You're so busy freaking the fuck out that that at first you don't realize that Chahut has carried you past the train tracks to a stand of trees. Oh. Oh no. Amicia gestures like she's a presenter on a game show, but instead of showing you a dope new car, she points to a boy hanging by the rope by his feet, swinging back and forth as he desperately tries to free himself.
Java, you were so right. Using traps is a total time saver.
I'm all about those life hacks. And other kinds of hacks.
She lifts her axe. The troll hanging from the tree screams, and the scream becomes a gurgle, which becomes ringing silence as his head leaves his body, spewing brown blood. It rolls to stop right at your feet. Oh. Oh god. This. You have had enough of this horse shit. Why can't anybody on this goddamn planet find an ounce of chill? Amicia and Chahut watch you expectantly. What? Do they want you to kick the head like this is some kind of sports? Give it a smooch? You know what? Fuck this. You turn and stalk off into the woods. This time you're orchestrating your own failure.
Damn.
Fuck it.
I don't know. Am I cutting out?
I think you're cutting out when you do the higher pitched voice.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because I guess it's the exact same thing that was kind of happening when I was doing the Vegeta-esque voice.
Right.
I think that's just Discord.
Automatically determine input sensitivity. Yeah, I'm turning that off. I don't know why that was on. So there. Now let me just test.
Mm-hmm. Kind of it comes in and out. So I don't, it might just be just how Discord is.
Might just be how Discord is. Yeah, I'm trying my hardest.
It could be that calls like this like have a different bitrate type of thing. Maybe. Wait, hold on.
Should we go into a server then? We can go into my server.
Nah, I don't think we have to. Maybe if I turn off the noise suppression.
Is there a noise suppression option?
Yeah, it should be. If you're on Discord, there's the below right next to the disconnect thing on direct messages. I think maybe if I turn off noise suppressing.
I'm gonna turn it off. Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
Can everybody hear me?
Okay, yeah, it didn't cut out there at least.
Oh right, cool. Noise suppression is for the birds.
Ow! I'll freeze you with ow. Fuck, why? Hey, why are you wearing headphones? Freezy.
Yeah, you should know better.
As you do, Lulu. God.
Okay, I'm sorry then, guys. I didn't realize that was gonna hurt your ears. Golly gee whiz willikers.
Take me to Clown Church. Alright, let's wimp out.
Time to wimp out.
You stand there in the cacophony of honks and whoops, trying to dredge up a little spirit inside you, but you just can't. All that noise sounds so much like jeering, and you think that you've gotten used to negative reinforcement, but apparently it's still enough to trip you up. You open your mouth, and all that comes out is like a croak. Like you're a frog. Chahut's big hands land upon your shoulders. She looks wistful through the clown paint.
That's okay, hun. Sit down before you stream something.
Encased in a fugue of shame, you do. God, why couldn't you have kept it together for once in your pathetic life? The clown next to you gives you some consoling pat on the knee and offers you a half-empty bottle of Faygo. You're so despondent that you barely cast a thought to the juggalo germs or the fact that Faygo is disgusting. It hits your taste buds like a bitch slap. Around you, the congregation is getting rowdier. The troll beside you shrugs his shoulders like, what can you do? He has a hat and a charming smile. At least you think he does. You're starting to feel a little weird. Fago isn't alcoholic, is it? I would go easy on that stuff if I were you, the troll says. His hand hasn't left your leg. In fact, it's moved from your knee to your thigh. The first time is always rough. Whatever, it's fine. You know all about controlled substances. You're really good at drugs, okay? You're a serious druggist. For real though, what's in this stuff? You got high with Zarava and tipsy with Chixie. That rhymes. She should put that in her next rap. But this is different. This is your brain blowing wide open and the atmosphere pouring in. This is the cosmos kissing your frontal lobe with way too much tongue.
Hey, this is my supplicant. Maybe find your own.
Jahud is standing next to you again. She removes the clown guy's hand from your thigh and extricates a bottle from your grip. Hey, you weren't done with that. On the other side of the church, someone throws another handful of colorful powder onto the fire. More smoke billows up and you feel another wave of dizziness. Maybe it's the interaction of the Fago and the smoke. Is that how science works? Such bad form, says the troll who's giving you the Fago. Bringing an alien to your last massacre. One would think you had no respect for your messiahs at all. I think, brothers and sisters, that I might agree with that. A voice rings out across the church. No, that was a different one.
That was for me. Hold on.
Wait, was it?
I think, brothers and sisters, that I might agree with that.
A voice rings out across the church. At first, you think that's up in your head, the product of whatever weird soup all the competing substances have created, but everyone else hears it too. Your hood goes rigid beside you, her big, vicious mouth stretched into an O of shock. The congregation falls to its knees in a clattering wave. Seriously, you've never heard a crowd of people go quiet so loudly. Chairs are kicked out of the way or knocked over. Kneeling down, Jahud's head comes up to your chest. She and the clown in the hat each push down one of your shoulders.
Motherfucker, get down.
You hit the deck. You half expected the blood splatters to seep through your dress, but it just keeps crust flaky and dry underneath your knees.
You, sister, that you're alien.
Where the hell is that voice coming from? It's deep and gravelly and probably male. Oh, hold up. What you initially thought was one of the Rammel's knockoff paintings hanging behind the altar turns out to be a screen, which now has turned to a gray silhouette with horns. Is everybody here bowing to some dude who literally Skyped into Clown Church and doesn't even have an user pic?
Your Excellency, I wouldn't describe him as my alien exactly. A little too pathetic to really put much bother to.
There's a murmur of agreement from the surrounding trolls. Dang, tough crowd. A long snort of breath crackles into the static.
Who are you to say what is pathetic?
Jahud winces.
You're all feckless wigglers without a bean in your think pans.
All of the low bloods in here look absolutely terrified, which is nothing new, but for once they aren't the only ones. Everyone here is afraid, the purple guys included.
You, come closer, little heretic. Let me get a gander.
Me?
Who? What the fuck you mean who, sister? The motherfucker I'm jabbing my point stump at.
You and Jahud share a quick, nervous glance. Her throat bobs visibly.
Sir? I think you got your webcam turned off.
Oh, dang. Hold up.
You hear a lot of rustling and swearing. All of you hang in the awkward limbo of an old person struggling with technology. The screen flickers and you can just make out a pair of hulking shoulders.
Sir, you've got the light behind you.
Never mind the light, motherfucker. You, the hornless one in the rumpus robe. Come closer, child.
Oh, you! Of course it's you. Being the main character is exhausting. You move closer to the altar, although you aren't exactly sure what the camera is. This guy is someone you wouldn't be able to tell that even if everyone here wasn't bowing to him. His voice certainly had a quality to it.
That's close enough. I'm not trying to look up your sniff nub. Child, you got any notion as to who I fucking am?
None, except that he's possibly important. It's always a real good time when important people get interested in your insignificant ass.
I decide whose ass is insignificant in this house. You comprehend?
Sure, sir? Excellency?
How long have you been rambling amongst my brethren?
At least a couple weeks. No more than a month.
How many are there with you?
Just you, an alien invasion force of one, all wandering the countryside. God.
And still pulling in oxygen. Would have thought someone would have picked their dentition with you by now.
Same. Same.
You got any muscle definition, regular?
You show him the gun show. As in, you show him how very empty the weapons locker is.
Too weak for the front lines. Too ugly to fill a pail with.
He laughs, low and lecherous.
Although your strut sticks ain't so bad.
Oh, did a giant clown just say that you have a very nice legs over troll FaceTime? You look at your hood for help, but she's too busy checking out your gams. Sober, you might have been uncomfortable.
Sober,
Fago, sober,
you might have been uncomfortable.
sober, you might be uncomfortable. Fago drunk you is pretty zen about you. You're sure it's only a matter of time before you fuck an alien. If it's got to be a big giant clown, well, so be it.
Shooting high, aren't you?
Now you just feel silly. You're sure this guy that you aren't really after that kind of stuff. There's only one thing you really, truly long for in this world.
And what's that, child? Power, wealth, the right to keep living?
Yikes! You realize that everyone in this goddamn church is looking at you, waiting for your answer. Your hood looks like she wants to grab your shoulders and shake you. Jeez, no pressure. Friendship, you tell him. He laughs long and hearty at that one. You weather it stoically.
You, bigger and significantly more attractive motherfucker.
Jahud comes to her attention.
What's your caste name, child?
Maynard, Excellency.
If I understand rightly, you're about to undergo the ordeals.
Jahud nods. She looks a little seasick. You're not sure what the ordeals are, but everything about them sounds bad, including the name.
Maybe get your shit shot with this one right here. They seem to have the strategy for surviving against all reasonable odds and decency. You could probably use a friend like them.
He jabs another big finger at you.
And Wriggler,
Yeah?
don't let me see your face again.
The call disconnects and the screen goes blank. When you point yourself towards the front of the church, everyone scrambles to get out of your way. It's like the big clown's attention has conveyed some honorary status on you. Probably nobody will mess with you for, a half an hour at least. You aren't really going anywhere. You just need some fresh air before you pass out. Jahud emerges soon after. She looks nearly as winded as you feel. You ask her if she's mad at you since that you could be potentially dangerous to both your life and your burgeoning friendship.
Mad? Why would I be mad? Because your inexplicably magnetic charm worked on both my best girl and the figurehead of my church?
You flush. The real question is, did it work on her? Jahut sighs.
What the hell? Old motherfucker told me to listen to whatever it is you can teach.
Right, he did. That basically makes the two of you friends by theocratic decree.
Guess so. So, darling, teach me your ways.
Well, first of all, you gotta fall down a lot. Yay! Me and my giant clown GF.
That ass is more lethal than... So the second voice there was a well-known figure in Alternian society known as the Grand High Blood, and basically he is the Empress's first and foremost enforcer of law. Basically, if you fuck up bad enough, he gets sent to squish your ass with a giant club.
Damn. All right. Probably last one for the night. Damn, even with the technical issues early on, we were able to make our way to volume 10. Though that was mostly on my end. You've been lucky enough to acquire a bounty of friendships since you arrived on this planet, but there's still an emptiness nestled right in the crook of your heart's atria. Maybe making one more friend will fix it. Maybe this next one will expand inside your chest like a sponge in the bath, pushing out all your sadness, loneliness, and insecurity. After all, number 20's the charm.
All right, Zabid Tongva.
Yeah. Now I know you. Yeah.
I'll let you take this guy because.
Oh.
I mean,
he's so bright-eyed.
Unless you want to do the other one later.
I do. You did say that my voice might be perfect for the second guy.
It might. Well, it might work because like with another one, the second guy, I kind of give him a Vic Mignogna impersonation because he's a weeb.
A weeb. He's just like me, for real.
So it could work, but also your normal speaking voice could work for this guy, which would give you a rest.
Yeah, I might need just a little bit of rest. I think whatever I did with fucking Adagia has caused like my nose to hurt for some reason. I don't know why.
Tonight, you're abuzz with excitement. Wait, no, your palm husk is vibrating in your pocket. One of your friends is contacting you. You pull it out, and a notification pops up. Buzzing is requesting to add you on Chitter. The message is accompanied by a little icon, blue, with a silhouetted winged animal. Some of the similarities between this planet and your own are starting to stretch your powers of belief and coincidence. Whatever. You pull up the app and read the messages from, could it be your potential new friend?
Omiji, hi. I hope it's okay to contact you. Oops, I should introduce myself. I saw your picture on the service stream. I'm one of your their biggest fans, but now I'm one of yours. Love the looks. Anyways, I'd love to chat if you're open to it. If not, it's okay. You can just ignore me. Everyone else does.
Could this be the universe reaching benevolently down to do you a solid? It's like being given a giant pile of money unasked. You didn't have to do anything for this friendship. You didn't even have to walk anywhere. All you had to do was join the fabled social media and it literally appeared in your pocket. Your hands are shaking a little as you go to respond. You don't want to seem too eager. Or do you?
Oh, sorry.
You have no idea how to approach this. You thank Buzzing for his compliments and say that you would be happy to talk sometime. In an instant, a notification pops up inviting you to download another app. You do it, and a video screen opens. Suddenly, you can see your new friend's face. He's sweetly round and roly-poly, and smiling at you broadly.
Hi! I'm Zibede. Yeah, is it Zibede?
I usually go with Zabid,
Zabid? Oh, it's kind of yeah,
but
Zabid.
Zabede is also potentially correct.
Make it more Spanish. I hope it's not too sudden to gripe we like this. Is it okay? Oh my god, you don't have to respond to that. Sorry for being weird. Let's start over. How do you know Savara? Or Sarava?
Apart from being extremely friendly, this troll also seems to run both sides of the conversation by himself. Befriending him is the least effort you've ever put into anything. His enthusiasm is really cute, but there's something about him that unsettles you. Looking at his hopeful face gives you a dark stab of humiliation you don't quite understand. You swallow down the discomfort and tell him the story of your friendship with Sarava, leaving out Sarava's personal background. He hangs on your every word.
That's so cool! I wish I could hang out with you guys. Oh my god, not that I'm implying that you won't hang out. It's just... no one ever comes to visit me.
He takes out his phone and taps a few keys. A notification pops up in front of the video. It's a direct message from Zbuzzing that just says, sad face. You ask him why that is.
I live in the middle of nowhere. It's good for the bees. But I guess no one really thinks that it's worth the effort to come all the way out here. It's just me and my Luces. He can't really do much around the hive. It's fine. Oh,
he really says... Oh. Rewind.
Yeah, okay, we're rewinding. You can't do him at much high. Sigh. It's fine.
He really says the word sigh out loud. Despite saying it was fine, he seems dejected, with a distinct downward angle to his shoulders. Sorry, his shoulders. His buzzy accent is kind of getting to you. I'm gonna be totally forward with you. Yeah, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
The voice that I normally put him, I just kind of give him a really low.
No, I feel like he needs to have that kind of excited voice, because when he's very excited.
Yeah, because like you can get really excited and then he's just a little bit dejected. It's fine. But really, there's no one voice for this guy. He can sound like anybody.
For what the hell?
He's friend-shaped though. He is friend-shaped.
I feel like you fuse both character options. You have to say, shut up. Shut up.
Nikocado looking ass. Yeah! No. No. No.
Freezing with Al. See, this is what happens when voice suppression gets turned off.
Maybe okay. No, maybe that means we should or maybe that means you should adjust my volume just a little bit.
Yeah. How about start speaking at least?
Start speaking at least.
Speaking
at least. Start speaking at least. Start speaking at least.
Okay, I'll do that, and you know what? I'll fucking put back on voice suppression. That way it's... Well, hey, wait a second. No, would you have to... Wait. Noise suppression would be on my end, so I'm not that loud. Maybe... Yeah, not sure.
It looks like the poll came out 50-50.
Oh my god, you motherfuckers. Fucking that. Alright, heads number 1, tails number 2. Fucking goddamn. Ah! It's tails again.
Oh boy.
Ask him if he's really fine.
You tell him that you'd understand if he is not okay with it. After all, you say, it would really hurt your feelings if your friends didn't make any effort for you. Isn't that what friends are supposed to do? He gives you a grateful smile, some tension releasing from his frame.
Oh, I would never ask that of anyone. I don't want to be annoying. Like, sometimes I really wish I would take some time to visit, or someone would take time to visit, but I totally don't blame any of my friends for not coming. I understand if you decide to which friends come first, and I just don't. Some people are just cooler and more fun than me. It's understandable.
This really must be your lucky day. First of all, no one has threatened bodily violence toward you in the past 10 minutes for fear of your life. Your fear of your life is at a low key, or is at a low key, reasonable level. Second, this troll is making it really obvious that what he wants you to do. This is a total slam dunk of a friend opportunity.
Say your visit.
Zabid's face transforms utterly. It's astonishing. He goes from sullen and shadowed to utterly radiant. Your heart pangs with an overwhelming urge of fellow feeling. True, you've seen other trolls react emotively at the sight of meat and blood, and your own body sparkling under the moonlight, but Zabid is the only one with such an extreme reaction to friendship. Man, you are really feeling this little guy.
You'll come? Really? That's so cool! D. Thanks! This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna get all the best snacks, and my Lucius is really cool. You like him? This is so exciting! ZDDDD.
You leave Zabid to his preparations, even as the bubble of joy inside you goes a little wobbly. You aren't used to such high expectations from prospective friends. Mostly people just expect you to be an imbecile. You absolutely can't screw this up. You've made a promise to your brand new friend. Unfortunately, that promise is to visit him in a house that is, by his own admission, so far away that not even people who know what the fuck is going on can be asked to find it. You haven't thought this through, but that's never stopped you before. First things first, what old friendships can you call on to help you out? I.e., who is likely to have a vehicle of some kind? You could always call up Tagore to see what he thinks, but you don't want to be too needy with him. Amicia, well, doesn't look tall enough to reach the pedals. Zebra, just no. You are a strong, independent alien who don't need no troll. You also don't think aliens are allowed on public transit, and you don't know the number for troll taxis. So, you'll do crime. Perfect. What did Connell do when she stole a car? Punched the lock off with one big fist? You won't be punching off any doors, but eventually you find a car that isn't locked. Almost like someone helpfully left it for you. Haha, sucker. It pricks slightly at your conscience as you slide into the seat and fire up the autopilot, heading out into the country once again. But recently, anything that isn't brutal, indiscriminate violence kind of doesn't faze you. So you stole a car. Big deal. It's not like anybody died. This is it. So begins your gradual slide into total moral iniquity. A hardened criminal. That's you. Zabid does live pretty far out. He hadn't been exaggerating. You use the time to curl up in the back seat and catch up on some sleep, all the while trying to ignore the fact that the car reminds you of being inside a large, squishy animal. At least you get a few radio channels out here. Zabid's hive is big and buzzing, literally. You hear a persistent drone of bees, and standing right outside is the boy himself. He's so excited he's bouncing on his toes, clapping his hands together. He has a gold symbol on his shirt. You wonder if he's a psychic. You've finally been here long enough to pick up on racial stereotypes. Go you.
You're here! You actually came! I seriously can't believe that someone actually went out of their way to visit me, ZD.
Well, you don't really have a way to go out of, but you keep that to yourself. You're more than happy to accept the friendship points. Zabid leads you into his hive, which, like Skilla's, looks like he made a lot of it himself. There are hanging baskets of flowers and plants everywhere, and a zigzag shelf holding up a stack of colorful books. In one corner is a big screen TV and an entertainment center. Zabid vanishes into another room and leaves you to get comfortable on the big couch, which is unsubtly striped yellow and black. The buzzing is pretty loud in here too, and you look around for bees. You're not thrilled about the bees, honestly. You wish there was some music on your phone to drown them out. You're thinking about following Zabid and seeing if he needs help when your phone starts to vibrate. You look down and recognize Sarava's username.
Hmm? All right, fine. Hey, do we need to check our? And
Stop feeling that little guy. Never feel the little guy.
do. Multiple answer.
What's wrong with him? He is in desperate need of friendship. Listen, everybody is Zabid at some point in their life.
Like me currently. I do live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Granted, I live in the middle of nowhere with fantastic fiber internet, so something came out of it. Better than the internet that I had back where I used to live, which was closer to, you know, actual things.
No, you're right, Atomic Sunrise. Wholesomeness doesn't exist on Alternia, quote, end quote. So what's wrong with him? Let's find out.
All right, we're letting this go to voicemail.
You decide to just let the call go to voicemail. You're busy with a different friend right now, and you can just call them back on your drive home. Or not home, but the closest you've got right now. It will give you something to do besides sleep. You mess around on your phone for a little bit, filling out your profile and your chitter. Alien Invasion of 1. Just here, I guess. That's honestly the best you can come up with. You aren't quite sure how your age would translate to troll years sweeps, so you don't bother with that. You've already gained some more followers. Sarava retweeted your intro tweet. Or chirp. Whatever. Zabid comes back in with a tray of snacks and 2 glasses of something bright red that you hope isn't Fago. Or blood. But that goes without saying at this point.
Hey, who are you talking to? I heard your palm hooks go off.
You tell him that you weren't talking to anybody. You let the call go to voicemail. Does he really think you're the kind of person who would take a call from someone else while you're having a hangout sesh? Heck no.
Aw, you didn't have to do that.
Zabid says that, but he's obviously incredibly happy that you did. He sets the tray down and hops up on the couch next to you.
So, what do you want to do? I have a bunch of really cool stuff we can check out, but I didn't want to make you just do whatever I wanted. I know we barely know each other.
You tell him that whatever he wants to do is fine with you. You aren't picky in any sense of the word. Zabid seems a little at sea by your lack of an opinion, but eventually he puts on the first episode of a pirate show. This is nice. It's nice to just chill out for a while. But you barely get through the opening credits before Zabid changes his mind and puts on a show about space pirates instead. But then he gives up on that too. He keeps looking at you for input, but the extent of your experience with troll pop culture is Remele's knockoffs and that one shitty romance flick Polypa took you to see. You are not informed enough to have an opinion. You are seriously down for whatever. Now, can I point something out for a second?
What?
In Remele's route, once again, I'm just pointing that this is happening. Remele's route, we encountered the troll, or the clown, that we encountered in a bad end in Remele's route, which cannot happen at the same time as going to the fucking movie theater with Polypa.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? I'm just kind of pointing out the little hints that it's giving that
something bad.
something is happening. I won't say bad, but something weird is happening. You're getting the good end and the bad. Like, if you had just gone through the game only getting the good ends, you would get this reference and just be like, or you would get that other reference and just be like,
huh?
I met a troll clown? What?
Wait.
When did that happen? You are not informed enough to have an opinion. Blah, blah. Oh, okay. Zabid does the same thing with video games for a while, becoming increasingly more distressed. You feel deep empathy at his plight, but also mild annoyance. You understand his unreasonable fear of beefing it in front of your friends. You feel like that pretty much all the time. You eventually suggest to Zabid that you could just watch the last thing he watched on GrubTube. Zabid goes a delicate gray color that you've come to realize is the troll version of a Blanche.
That's yeah, we could do that for sure. But you know, guys, GrubTube is you know, it's kind of personal. Not that I don't trust you. If you can't trust randos you met online and invited to your house, who can you trust, right?
You feel that way too. You've also felt the overwhelming urge to throw yourself into the arms of strangers since you crash landed here. You tell Zabid that you aren't going to judge him. You don't judge your friends. An overwhelming look of trembling gratitude comes over him, and once again, you feel an uncomfortable pulse of empathy. You are used to being the desperate one. You aren't sure how to feel about this turnabout. All this social power.
Okay.
The two of you scroll down through the history on his GrubTube account. You find yourself choked up by the incredible trust he is showing in you right now, letting someone behind the curtain. There doesn't really seem to be anything worth getting stressed over. No porn or anything. He does have a lot of videos of Sarava, specifically ones where they are actually on camera.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's so rad that you guys are tight. I really want to meet them someday.
He sighs. Then he sighs again. A little louder. You catch on to your part in this bit and tell him that you can probably figure out a way to make that happen. You hope you don't have to follow through on that. Sarava's a busy guy, and you aren't sure they actually let anyone into their hive. Well, besides you. But you seem to be the exception to a number of rules. You keep that last part to yourself. The best part of the videos is in his recent history are about a band called Hatched to Dance, music videos, interviews, and compilations of vlogs. You ask him what all this is.
You never heard of H2D? Really? They're so cool. They're my fave. I mean,
He gets shifty-eyed.
whatever. They're all right, I guess. Their music is kind of catchy, and they have a pretty dope group dynamic.
You mentioned that all of them seem to be pretty good looking too.
Oh, really? You think so?
You point out a guy with tall horns that swoosh into hooks and a lot of white hair that falls into his eyes. This guy is particularly handsome.
Him? He's okay, I guess. If you're really basic. Not that I think you're basic or anything.
He shows you some of the music videos. They have really high production values and extremely elaborate sets. All of the band members sing and dance and get very close to kissing each other. He'd been really nervous about showing you this. His deep, dark secret was that he likes music videos. Is being into pretty pop stars some kind of cultural taboo?
Not really, just... it's kind of lame, right? I really want you to like me.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious, and you do like him. You just wish he wouldn't say shit like that. It's embarrassing. And also it reminds you that you yourself have gone around doing pretty much the same thing. Pretending to agree with everything your prospective things say, or friends say, lying, saying you're into things that you aren't. Just all around being a big phony. The circumstances are different for you, though. You're an alien. This is hostile territory. You don't have a hive or a Lucis or even horns. So it's way less pathetic for you to be like this than it is for Zabid, right? Deep down, you know you're full of shit. You're just coming up with reasons to excuse behavior in yourself that you condemn in others. You hang your head in shame. Zabid, who is not privy to your internal monologue, looks confused. Is it possible that you're doing the wrong thing in your eternal quest for friends? Could it be that before you can spiral any further into a full-blown existential crisis, you hear a noise from outside that you really, really don't like? Several noises, in fact. A crash, followed by a thump, followed by a, "Get out here, you fucking piece of shit, you thief!" Oh dear. Zabid scrambles around to look over the back of the couch. You can just make out a shape through the window.
Hey, this is totally a wild question that I would typically never ask a potential friend, but did you steal that scuttle buggy?
A funny story. You didn't know how else to get here. You did it for him, for your nascent friendship.
Oh wow! Nobody ever stole a scuttle buggy from me before. Did you forget to take out the GPS chip though? Because I think whoever stole it, you stole it from, found it.
GPS chip. Right. Fuck. This is not an auspicious start to your life of crime. Maybe you aren't quite ready to go it alone yet. Another crash and rattle. Sounds like someone is taking pieces out of Zabid's hive. You get up and start for the door.
Hey, what are you doing? You can go out there. They look big. They sounded huge. You'll get killed.
Right. He's definitely got a point there, but whoever is outside seems intent on demolishing his hive brick by brick, so they're gonna get in eventually anyway. Better for you to go out there now and face the music, so at least one of you gets out of this. Sabid stares at you. Weird globby golden tears pool at the corner of his eyes.
You would do that for me? Nobody's ever offered to die for me before. This is so nice.
Yeah, you're pretty nice. You're also pretty idiotic, considering you're about to give yourself up to a big angry troll whose car you absolutely stole. Well, it's been fun while it lasted. Actually, it's been mostly terrible. Oh well, goodbye, cruel world.
Wait!
You have one hand on the doorknob when Zabid's shout rings against the walls and ceiling.
No one is touching my new friend!
Outside, the buzzing rises to a rattling crescendo, so loud that it no longer sounds like animals. It sounds like weather or a fighter jet. The intruder screams. You wince, but you are also overwhelmed by gratitude and excitement. Zabid did that for you. The screams stop after a few seconds, and the buzzing gradually recedes. You and Zabid are left staring at the door, then at each other. Behind you, GrubTube is auto-playing an H2D interview. Little ambient crackles of the white electricity you've come to associate with psychics wreaths Zabid. Before that fades too. Did he seriously telekinetically gather up a bunch of bees and just throw them?
No, that sounds hard and potentially dangerous for the bees. I just, asked them nicely. I'm bad at it though, sometimes it doesn't work.
Well, it sure worked this time.
Yeah.
Zabid nods, then he nods again.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, right?
The two of you venture outside to see what's going on. Nothing is going on. The night is quiet. The car is exactly where you left it, and there's no sign of the bees or the intruder. So either they ran away or got stung so many times they dissolved into sludge. You feel another pang of conscience, but it's not enough to cover up your ecstatic surge of happiness when you see how chuffed Zabid is to have set some bees on a guy. You tell him you're grateful. You think about adding that you're proud of him, but you don't want to literally make him explode. You let him hug you instead.
Guess this means you have a scuttle buggy now?
Yeah, spoils of war.
You want some buttery exploded kernels? I make them myself. Well, I put the kernels in a pot and explode them.
You tell him that sounds great. He's honestly pretty fun to visit, minus the sudden attack. You're having a really nice time, and that part was honestly entirely your fault. He should quit putting himself down so much and being such a desperate piece of shit. You mean that in the nicest way possible, and it's pretty good advice in general. You know, just to have floating around out there.
Yo, one shot.
Hey, yo.
Hey, would you kindly die for me? Holy shit. We used the bees. Finally, we can be friends.
No, not the bees! No!
Hey, that's a sea Drello.
Could be. I think.
I mean, it
yeah,
looks like
you're right. It is.
Fence.
You're right. It is. He appears to be a violet.
All right.
It's not often that a violet will cooperate with land dwellers or land lovers.
Ask more
Alright.
about what he lives. We'll do the first bad ending.
You say it must be nice to live in the countryside. You mentioned that you did get to see some of rural Alternia when you met Skilla, and it seemed beautiful. Zabid's face twists into a grimace.
Yeah, I guess.
Sensing this is a moment for sympathy, you tell him you're sure his friends would come visit if they were able to make the trek.
Sure. It sounds like you did visit another troll that lives in the countryside, though. So I guess you thought she was cooler than me? That's like, it's whatever. I don't need my friends to pick me first.
You struggle for words. You want to reassure him, but you also don't know him that well yet. You weakly protest that you didn't mean to say Skilla was cooler than him. You didn't even know him then. Maybe you'll be able to visit him in the future, too.
Yeah, maybe. I've heard that before.
He's not rejecting you, but you get the sense that a wall has been raised. You're sure you're going to keep chatting with Zabid from time to time, but you get the sense you're never going to become a true friend. You're stuck in acquaintanceship limbo. Looks like you failed to earn his trust.
Wah wah. Ah, that stings. Oh
Oofies.
boy, I hate I hate these puns. Boom boom boom. That's really fine. And go visit and then steal the car. And hey, let's answer.
Yeah, let's answer. Might as well. You have no idea how long Zabid's going to be in there. And if there's anyone with music, it's this troll.
Hey dude. Sup? Can't believe it took you this long to get a chitter, Lamau. Damn, you're really like lost without my help, huh? Looks like you got 2 followers though, Lamau.
You can feel some nameless tension and you bleed away. You can feel some nameless tension and you bleed away into the thump of lo-fi chill-hop beats murmuring softly through Sarava's mic. If only you could go spend time with your cool friends and stop making new ones. But even the thought makes your stomach wring itself out like a washcloth. There's no point wishing for things to be different from how they are. You'd do anything for new friends. Anything. You ask them if they have any chitter advice, on how to be a cool guy online.
I mean, you definitely come to the right troll. But I don't know if I should be like managing your brand more than I already did. It's just risky for me, you know? It's hard enough maintaining my image as is. Other streamers always on my bulge, Lamau. Doesn't mean we can't hang though. I mean, it was really chill last time. Also, I need my clothes back.
You assure Sarava that you still definitely have their clothes and that you totally did not destroy them in an epic battle to save a giant collie.
That's cool, no worries or anything. I was wondering if you wanted to hang out today. If not, it's chill. I got all sorts of shit I can get up to, Lamau. You know how it is. But let me know.
Oh wow, how did you suddenly become so popular? Maybe this is what happens when you finally get online. Not only are you hanging out with one friend, you've got another one clamoring for your attention. Social media is amazing. You tell Sarava you would love to chill, but you are currently in the middle of nowhere hanging out with someone else. Maybe Sarava has heard of him. Zabid Tongva? Surely everybody on the internet knows each other. I also want to point out the fucking conflicting vibes in our chats. Everyone on your chat is like, no, it's this guy. Ah! Meanwhile, on my chat, Vapor Man, I audibly gasped. I love him. I love the Vapor Boy.
Well, let me actually see what
It's just a completely different vibe in my chat.
Yeah. Whoa. I don't know him. Sorry, lol.
You spell out Zabid's chitter handle. Sarava's face does a complicated dance between shock, worry, and wry amusement.
Oh, dang. Lamau. What are the odds? Small internet.
So Sarava does know him.
I mean, I know of him. Man. Awkward. Are you guys tight, though?
You tell Sarava that you aren't tight yet. Pretty loose, but you're working on it, which is why you're currently in the middle of nowhere sitting on this bee-themed couch. Sarava scratches awkwardly between their horns.
Is that like what you go online to do? That whole scene?
Scene? The only scene you know of is the friendship scene, and possibly the clown scene and the meat scene. Actually, you may be in more scenes than you give yourself credit for, and you get the feeling you are right on the edge of another one. You can taste it, and it makes your stomach growl. You tell Sarava whatever the scene is, you're definitely not part of it. You don't even know what they're talking about. So what are they talking about?
Not like talk shit or whatever. Because God knows skulls who live in glass hives or continuously curated online social interaction shouldn't throw stones or whatever. Fuck knows I got up to some shit back in the day. But you shouldn't hang out with this dude. Especially when you're like right on the edge of breaking out yourself. I mean, you have to be careful with this shit. I told you what happened to me. Internet fame isn't a joke.
They gesture vaguely toward their missing eye.
Here, let me just link you.
A link pops up in the gripe chat box. You follow it to what appears to be a fan-fiction account. Nothing wrong with a little fan-fiction. You've never been much of a writer yourself, but you're pretty pro anybody doing whatever they feel like as long as it's not gruesome murder. You're a really chill dude that way.
I mean, right, yeah, same. Lamau. I'm just not trying to judge or whatever, but you'll see what I mean. Scroll down.
You scroll past the first few pages. Most of these seem to be about some band that you've never heard of, and then almost at the end you find... Oh, damn. This appears to be a fanfic about Sarava. You don't click through. You kind of get the idea from the tags.
Read the text, read the text.
Well, Sarava is a big deal after all. You guess it makes sense that people would include them in their fantasies. You do it all the time, in a friend way.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying now, though. I mean, live your dreams, right, Lamau? Any guy on the internet can write whatever he wants about me, but like, I don't want to see it. Just a heads up, you know.
You get how that could be a little awkward. You tell Sarava that you'll be careful of your infant internet fame. Though you doubt anyone will ever write anything about you. Who'd want to read about your dumb fuck exploits?
Yeah, Lamau. Come over whenever, I'll smoke you up.
Great. More bug ass. You end your call with Sarava and navigate back over to Zabid's fanfiction account. You pick one of the ones not about Sarava, one of the teen-rated ones. You don't have anything against erotica, but maybe you'll save it for later. You don't know any of these characters, and the context is doubly indecipherable. The troll music business. But if this really is Zabid's writing, he's pretty good. You have such talented friends.
Hey! Sorry it took so long.
Shit. Zabid sneaks up on you from behind. You quickly lock your phone, but apparently not quickly enough.
How did you find this? Oh god, you went searching for me? I thought we were friends.
What? Of course you're friends.
Friends don't go digging through each other's shit. I would have showed you my fic if you just asked.
You tell him that you absolutely did not go looking for it. Sarava gave it to you when they called you up just now. Zabid's face closes down. Is it just you, or has the sound of the bees gone louder?
Oh, right. So your cool friend Sarava told you. I see how it is.
No, they just called you. You just answered the phone.
No, it's fine. I totally get it. Even coming all this way out here, I'm still not a priority. It's fine. It's not even a big deal. I'm totally used to it. You and Sarava. What are you, mate spritz?
You are absolutely not mate spritz with Sarava. You're not mate spritz with anyone, as far as you know. Fuck, having so many friends is exhausting.
Oh, really? Like, your life is so great. I get it. You guys have so many friends, you're so popular, and everyone wants to spend time with you.
Zabid is crying and not trying to hide it. It's very sad and extremely awkward. You feel terrible, also, like, kind of a dickhead. You're always doing all this complaining about your lot in life, when to tell the truth, you've actually got a lot going for you. You have all these amazing friends who go out of their way to check up on you and ask if you want to hang out. Of course, all that complaining is just in your internal monologue. It's not like anybody can hear your thoughts, thank God for that.
Well, I'm glad that you and Sarava have each other. Maybe you can go hang out with them and make fun of me some more.
You try to tell Zabid you were absolutely not making fun of him. You were just curious about his hobbies and interests. You absolutely want to read his fan fiction. But the kid isn't listening anymore. Fuck. You hope your car has enough gas to get you back to civilization.
Wow, okay, that's what the scuttlebug looks like. Jesus Christ.
Also, another socks with sandals.
Awkward. God damn.
Ah! And yeah, that's what a scuttlebug looks like. A scuttlebuggy.
It's like a Volkswagen.
A little bit, yeah. Like a beetle. But with legs.
Well, sadly, that's the end of tonight because it's 1 a.m.
Yep, sorry about that.
Nah, it's fine. I mean, hey, we made the same progress that we've been doing, and it'll be fine because by next week we'll be done.
Yeah, ideally.
Unless something horrific happens.
Worst case scenario, the worst case scenario is the last session just goes a little bit longer than normal because we have to push out that last little secret chapter that we're waiting for.
Ticonderoga, you will not find my fix. That not fan fiction. There is stuff out there. If you're willing to be,
Are you saying
a
you've
detective.
written fan fiction?
I'm saying that I've written things, but not fan fiction.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Interdasting.
Do.
Well, let's look for somebody to raid.
Yeah. I mean, tomorrow's Yakuza 5, and then Hiveswap again on Thursday, and Sonic Adventure on Saturday.
Hyacinth is probably... Oh, wait.
Yeah, no,
Hyacinth has disappeared.
Yeah, Hyacinth ends around the same time I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. There's nothing below my chest on your stream.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm disembodied.
It's fine.
Oh, no.
You're just no clipping through the floor. It's fine.
Ah!
It's fine, you big baby.
Yeah, I'll survive.
Yeah. Maybe Cozy Nero.
Cozy Nero.
Yeah, Cozy_Nero. He's playing Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest.
Let's see. Have I seen... Well, whether or not I've seen them. Yeah, oh yeah, I know this person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't followed them, but...
Yeah.
Sadly.
Where's the button? Okay, let me see if this actually worked. Yay, the buttons still work.
All right.
They didn't just stop dying after that. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out tonight. Stay safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Yakuza 5 on my channel. And Lulu, what are you playing tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be picking Dead by Daylight back up. Because now that I'm doing this with you, I've got Conan Exiles on Mondays and Fridays, and then I've got just this one day in the middle to do other things.
Yeah. Anyways,
which is fine. I'm happy with it.
All right. Anyways, have a good night, everyone.
Mwah.